to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. To the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. To the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Ric Flairin' on him. Ric Flairin' on him. Ric Flairin' on him. Ric Flair, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they laying people off. So glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you're lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Breaking down the game for what it was. No apologies. This my hypothesis. You tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't see. It's outspoken.
Hey, back.
What is going on, everybody? You already know what it is. Happy Happy Tuesday. We back. You already know this is Outspoken. I hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Listen, we got a full show for you today. Okay, we got a special guest. We got topics on top of topics on top of topics. So let's just get right into it. You already know from my brother, from another. Give it up for Perry White.
Oh, goddamn.
You know what you look like, Perry? You look like them dudes off the cafeteria in the college. They be wearing them all black jakes. They be serving the food up. Yeah, you look like you've been working today.
Oh, you roasting in there. You on that tonight. You trying to tell me I'm the cafeteria worker.
When they be behind the pizza and they be coming over the counter. you go, Pepper.
I didn't know you went to college, man. What?
I did. It was for 2 semesters, but I went.
That's all you remember is the cafeteria work.
I lived in the caf, bro. I lived in the caf. Listen, I lived in the caf. Hey, free food. You supposed to free food. You supposed to live in the caf.
Let me ask, was your caf like at an HBCU caf when somebody dropped something, everybody started clapping?
Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so I went to Claflin. So I went to Claflin first. So Claflin.
I don't know nothing about Claflin. You got to tell me.
It's HBCU. It's right across.
I don't know nothing about it though. It's tiers to this. Now,
okay. Anyway. Okay. So I went to Claflin. You know what I'm saying? I don't really remember my experience at Claflin other than it was just too many black people. I ain't even gonna hold you. Anyway, so then I went to University of New Haven in Connecticut, and that caf was a little bit more, it was more a little eclectic. Got your white people, had your Hispanics, got your blacks. You know what I'm saying? We playing spades up in that joker. You know what I'm saying? Having a good old time. You know what I'm saying? Having a good old time. That's where everybody, that's where everybody coagulated and played the spades. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was at.
In the caf?
In the caf, yeah. Everybody was in the caf playing spades. That's where it was at.
There no spades in the caf, man.
Man.
You did what you did. You got up out of there. Then you went and found it.
They said we yelled crab at ALCORN.
No, we just started clapping. It's a round of applause for you. Congratulations.
Why y'all clap?
Just what the hell do we do? Hey, it's a tradition that I don't even know. I can't.
Hey,
why we put up a one finger when we play the alma mater? I don't know.
But I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna be the person left out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about the crab thing. I ain't never heard nobody yell there, but I just know everybody started clapping. Woo!
I guess I'd be hanging around too many white people because I'd be like, when somebody drops something, I'd be like, Opa.
What now?
Like when you go to like an Italian place, or if you're like it's an Italian thing, like Greeks and Italians, like if they drop something, you like, Opa. If you like break a glass, you're like, Opa. Anyway, y'all Bama's not cultured. That's what it. Y'all Bama's ain't cultured.
You're killing us. You're killing me. You're killing me, Scotty.
Y'all Bama's ain't cultured. That's all it is. Y'all Bama's ain't cultured. It's you know what I'm saying. Thank you. See what I'm saying? A man right there, he's cultured.
What school he went to? They got this whole PWI. I chose my PWI because it is over this HBCU thing. So maybe that's that PWI thing. Maybe that's something I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
Listen, first of all, when no weak spades being played. If I'm at the table, ain't no weak spades being played. That's number one. Okay. Second of all, we had some very strict rules. No blinds, no nines, no nils. If you overbid 3, you get set. It's an automatic set. So yeah, we was playing them real. Hey, listen, we was playing them real rules.
I was about to hit you like you probably wanted them to be underbidding just to force another team.
Now,
what you do?
Okay, listen. So if you bid 8, oh yeah, we trying. If you bid 8 or 9, yeah, we probably gonna give you books just so you can get yourself set. You know what I'm saying? We'll do that. But anything under that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Of course, you play with the jokers. You play. Who don't play with? See, you gotta be white. Because if you telling me you play ace high, that ain't no black stuff. That ain't no black. If you play ace high, because we playing joker, deuce. You know what I'm saying? We playing joker, deuce. So if you talk about y'all play with jokers, you see you playing on white space, ace high. You playing the app. You might as well just play the app if that's what you're doing. So we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. All right, fellas, listen. We got a full show today. Full show. It's gonna be fun. It's always is going to be entertaining. From here on out, going forward, we're going to have a disclaimer for you, Bammers. Me and Perry going to make a disclaimer for you, Bammers, so you already know what to expect when you come to the show. So there ain't no misunderstanding, no misrepresentation. Okay? But first and foremost, if you're looking to get your day started in an elite way, get Elite 15 Coffee. Veteran-owned, Black-owned business, top of the line coffee. Get yourself some. Start your day off in an elite way. Elite 15 Coffee, Black-owned, veteran-owned business. Support your veteran-owned business. Now, listen, we support, as we talk about Black-owned business, we support all Black-owned businesses. But I want to especially give a special support for today's special guest, great friend of mine, lovely individual. Please give it up for today, Dr. Tara Turner. What is going? Why are you so dark?
How are you? How are you?
What's up, Doc? What's going on with you?
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Man, it's like midnight. Where you at? Where you at?
Cut the lights on up there.
Well, listen, this is the founder and CEO of HBCU Elite. And listen, I had the pleasure to meet her the very first camp. We kind of linked up and we've been kicking it and chopping it up ever since. And she's just been a wonderful, wonderful person to get to know. And the thing for me, Doc, where I'm so enamored by what you do is that HBCU Elite is truly a baby born from your thoughts and your ideas. Where did the thought of having an HBCU Elite camp come from?
So I founded HBCU Elite in 2020. At the time, I was the head women's tennis coach at Clark Atlanta. And we had just won the conference, undefeated. And I had to go out, recruit. I needed 3 new young ladies. And so I'm like, okay, what's my budget? I'm excited. My budget's like $842. So I'm thinking maybe for one trip, but like, no, that's my budget for the entire recruitment process that I have to go through to try to bring in 3 new young ladies. So I began talking to other coaches and realized that although the numbers might've been different, we all kind of started having issues when it came to recruitment and what they had available for us. So HBCU Elite was birthed because we were trying to address the recruiting deficit that HBCU athletic programs face. So we created a platform. So current high school students, anyone who's interested in going to an HBCU can create a free profile where only HBCU coaches can access it. So then fast forward, I start coaching. So of course I'm a tennis coach. So I start coaching Quincy Avery's daughter. And I'm like, look, I have an idea. Tell me what you think. And he's like, I'm with it, run it. I've had an idea like this. I just didn't know how to put it together. If you can put it together, I'm in. And so in 15 days, we put together a camp. And that was the first camp that you attended where we were at Clark Atlanta the one day, Morehouse the other day. So 15 days, 15 quarterbacks. And that's how we got going.
Okay. I knew you put it together, but I didn't know you put it together in 15 days.
Yes.
What was that process like? Because listen, we all might want to say, well, I've dealt with Black administrations at the HBCU. Bammers don't want to return emails. Bammers don't want to pick up the phone. Bammers leaving early out the office. So that 15-day process, getting all these 15 players getting all the players into the school and getting them set up. How did that process go? And how smooth was it or how tragic was it?
It was a little difficult, but because I worked at the school, that made it a little bit easier. So I was able to kind of just, as long as I had my insurance, my paperwork, everyone's name on it, they allowed us to move and push everything forward pretty quickly. But it was a process. We had to wait so long to get going because we were waiting on a sponsor. And so we were waiting for a sponsor, a large sponsor. And that when that didn't come through at the amount that we thought, it was, we're going to have it, we're going to wait. And so we decided we were going to have it. And then boom, we just moved forward and went with it. So that's when the planning process began. I had a team of 2 that worked with me. And then I had like 6 interns, and we put it all together. We were calling, we were reaching out, we were booking flights, we were finding a hotel that was willing to work with us, organizing transportation, getting clothing. But yeah, we got it done. But it was definitely a process.
Now, Doc, the one thing I think makes what you do so special, the players that you have been able to get to the HBCU Elite Camp. I mean, the last one I went to, you had Lyndon Rash, you had Miles Crawley, you had Andrew Body, you had Keyshawn Johnson, you had CJ Dumas, you had the starting quarterback from Prairie View A&M. You had some high level players, D2. You had Antonio Meeks, who is currently at Louisville now, right? The scouting process in finding these hidden gems or getting these superstars from their programs, what is the journey like for scouting these players and getting, because I was very high on Lyndon Rash, but a lot of people didn't know about him. And then I see him at the camp and winning, the most outstanding player. So what are some of the ways that you guys scout these players and go get this talent?
So it's a process, and we do a lot of research on social media. We look at other people's lists, and we go in and we actually look at the statistics. We focus on the statistics. We look at who we can bring in, invite them, and then we go from there. So there was 2 specific lists that we looked at, and then from there we created our own list, Division 1. We created our own list, Division 2. Then we started to look who graduated, who's going into at least their junior year, and really just started going through that process just because, we are at the hotel. Atlanta is a very real city. So we want to make sure that we have the maturity of the guys there. So Antonio was actually the first and only player that was going into the sophomore year that came to camp. We try to stick with upcoming rising juniors and seniors intentionally. But so we just went through that process. We found the guys. We talked to the coaches. We made sure that they thought that they would be a good fit, that they were going to be able to be respectful, mannerable, sit in the sessions, get something from them. Of course, the sessions that we have off the field, not just on the field. And then that's how we chose our guys. And then we brought them in.
I love it. I love it. Now, talk about more of what you do off the field, right? Because it's pretty much what, a 3-day, 2-day or 3-day?
3-day. This year will be 4 days, but yes, 3 days.
It's a 3-day conference. You do mental health, you do finance, you do college. I mean, you touch on so many aspects outside of football. And I think the biggest thing that I told you the last time I went was, the one thing I liked about last year's group is it felt more like a family. It felt more of a brotherhood, that they were bonding and they were building these relationships outside of football, and knowing that football is going to come to an end. Not all these guys are going to be NFL players, but having the networking of, Andrew and Miles knowing each other, right? Or Keyshawn Johnson and Lyndon Rash knowing each other, and what that relationship can blossom to going forward was amazing. But talk about some of the things that you do off the field with these kids, outside of just doing the camp.
Yeah, so we year 1, we just had quarterbacks. We brought HBCU Game Day in, and Simone from HBCU Game Day came, and we did media training, because as we know, when the teams win or when they do or when they lose, the quarterbacks are always looked at first. So we brought the quarterbacks in. We asked the tough questions. We gave uncomfortable scenarios for them to practice and really be able to do well with that. Last year, we had a session sponsored by Bank of America where they came in, did financial literacy with the guys. I always bring in a friend of mine who owns a business or multiple businesses in the Atlanta area to talk to the guys about entrepreneurship, mentorship. And then we always bring in a mental health professional, just because we know how important that is and how often that is overlooked, especially for Black men and then Black male athletes as well. So
awesome. Now, let's dive a little deeper into these coaches, because you're not getting no ordinary coaches just from the pish posh of people. You're getting some top level coaches. I'm talking about Quincy Avery, quarterback coach for Deshaun Watson, Hilton Alexander, a wide receiver guru and how to run routes and things like that. How are you building these relationships and getting these coaches here, and how are they impacted by the things that you started?
So one thing that I love about this picture, what most people don't realize, so the AUC, me, Clark Atlanta in the middle, Quincy on the left, Morehouse, and then Hilton on the right, Morris Brown.
Oh, wow.
So all of us went to school in the AUC. And of course, these are amazing coaches that work with top juniors, top collegiate players, and then also guys that are in the league. And so to be able to bring them in, it wasn't a hard sell. When I first went to Quincy, it was an immediate yes. Hilton, I brought him in last year. We had some folks in common, and when I reached out, we had an hour-long conversation. It was an immediate yes. And so these guys are willing to come in, work with the guys. The focus is not on money. The focus is not on anything for them, but really spending the time. And, we had to laugh at the end of camp last year because they're like, look, Tara, we cannot have camp in the middle of the day in this heat again. You got to give us a morning session, then do,
Perry, is that me or you? Oh, that's her. Okay.
the guys love it. And so this year is going to be even better. So we have some special guests. We're adding a few special things this year. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Awesome. Now, how do people get in contact with you? How do people support? How do people, if they want to donate, if they want to give their time, if they want to give their efforts or any resources, how can people reach you? How can people get in contact with you to help with the HBCU Elite Football Camp?
So social media works. That's always the easiest way. You can shoot us our social media handles at the bottom, HBCUElite.org. My interns will see it and they'll send it to me, or mine is at TTJene, TTJENE. But yeah, we need support, and no level of support is too small. So we need help with everything. So when you get to camp and there's tents that are out there, there's chairs that are set up, there's snacks for the guys, there's water for the guys. That is me sending a part of our team to the field 2 hours before, getting things set up while the others of us are waiting to come make sure all the guys are on time. Then we head to the field together, setting up meals, all that type of stuff. So when I say no support is too small, but of course we are always looking for sponsors. We have session sponsors, just camp sponsors in general. We need apparel, we need designs, hotel hookups, transportation, all of that are things that we take care of. So the gentlemen don't pay for anything. So this is an elite camp experience. And one of the purposes of HBCU Elite is to kind of be the liaison and eliminate a lot of the gaps that our HBCU athletes face due to a lack of resources. So I don't ask them for anything. I just ask them to come and give their all. And so that's what they do. And then we're able to provide this experience for them. Hey,
listen, let me tell y'all something straight up. I ain't even gonna lie. When I saw where they were staying, I said, oh, this is different. Now, if you know anything about Atlanta, right? My wife probably gonna pop up here because I don't know the area. You would tell me the area. It's where iPick is. It's like the iPick area. Mm-hmm. These Bama's are staying in Midtown, and I'm like, what? I'm just nice. Okay, it's a nice. Listen, nothing about how Dr. Tower does this is janky. It's not, it doesn't shortchange anybody. It's a great setup. It's a great environment. If you're able to help, please go right now, go to Instagram and go follow. But if you have any connection in the Atlanta area or at the schools or anything, I'm telling you, it's a great program to be a part of. I've absolutely loved the times that I've been there for both times. I've been there. I absolutely love it. And I was glad that you took it to the quarterback and wide receiver and you're taking it up a notch as well. But more kids means more money. So please, if you guys can support, please do support. Dr. Tara, I thank you for your time and thank you for you birthing HBCU Elite.
Thank you so much for having me.
I got one question for her.
Go ahead.
Can you do something for me?
Talk to me.
Put your hands up like this.
Well, I can't. I have the light on. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
That's for the gentlemen in the chat. They trying to see. That's for all the guys in the chat. Hey, I ain't see nothing on. I ain't see nothing on there, fellas. I ain't see nothing on there.
Oh,
hey, you get one of them fellas. You need one of them guys get in there and change that light bulb. That's all. Hey, I make sure I got us, fellas.
Well, I appreciate it.
That's all I got for you, Doc.
Thank you.
Oh man, hey, that was smooth, P. I ain't gonna hold you. That was pretty smooth. Thank you, Dr. Tara, man. You're awesome. I'll talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Hey, listen, man. Listen, you probably set some guys off with that one. They were like, hey, that's a real, man, a real one. That was a good one.
Just looking out.
No, yeah.
Need somebody, you know, they need that male to get up there and change that light bulb, make that room a little brighter.
Oh boy, that was funny. That was a good. I was like, where are you taking this?
I've been just sitting here thinking and shit. Just what am
where are we going? How? Oh, I got it. I got it.
You like that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was
like that one.
That was smooth. I gotta give you full kudos on that one.
I appreciate it.
All right, let's get into today's show. Appreciate you, Dr. Tar, for being there. Make sure you guys go to HBCU Elite on all social media platforms, especially Instagram. If you really want to get in contact with her, go to Instagram, HBCU Elite. I'll make sure I bring it up later in today's show. All right, let's get into a little hot and viral. All right, let's get into a little hot and viral. Let's talk a little David Banner. I ain't never seen a Chevy with the butterfly dog. Stunting is a habit. Get like me. All right, David Banner made some comments. I'm going to ask you, P, fair or foul? Let's watch the video.
People that send their brightest and their best to white colleges. Black people are the only people that send their brightest and their best to white colleges and white people. We talk about the football players and the black basketball players for dating white women, where you sent them to white colleges and made them be around all white people anyway. The problem is that most black people want to be white in the first place and won't admit it. They don't want to stay around black people when they get their money. They don't want to go to HBCUs. I don't think HBCUs should be a choice. I think that should be the only option that you have. Black people are the only.
What are your thoughts with David Banner's comments? Fair or foul? And then explain to the people why, P.
Well, I listened to a little bit of what he said before that. And he was saying he saw some future lawyers, right? Some that had graduated from HBCUs. And he said, I apologize. And they said, for what? For not being able to hire you. Basically, I let you down. And I get the sentiment saying that us as black people have to do better when it comes to creating avenues to where we can hire our own people, having our community, having our own banks, having our own media, having our own schools, etc. So I get it. I went to an HBCU. I went to 2 HBCUs, right? I'm a product of an HBCU. I live down the street from one of the largest PWIs in the country. Easily could have went to a PWI. I got accepted to many PWIs, prestigious PWIs at that. But I thought the HBCUs that I got accepted to were prestigious within my own right. And I think a lot of times what we have to do, we have to show that prestige when we talk about our HBCUs. But it often falls on hard times because it's so many other layers when you pull back. Now, I saw somebody who once said HBCUs aren't quite what you think when it comes to cultivating black culture, right? When you think of black culture, are HBCUs truly like the Wakanda that you imagine them to be? And in that same instance, I enjoyed my time at 2 HBCUs. I enjoyed the opportunities of people that I got to meet, business partners that that I'm with today, friends that'll last a lifetime. I spent time hanging out at different PWIs too. Didn't necessarily go to college there, but I was definitely on the campuses hanging out. I've been to the football games, the house parties, whatever the case may be. I believe if you are African American, because once again, it goes back to what's ours, right? I get what he's saying because our best and our brightest typically go elsewhere. He spoke in terms of athletics. Imagine if we took all those athletes and we brought them to our HBCUs, right? The thing about it is we have to position ourselves to manage them when they get here and to understand the world that evolves around them, that the value that they create, how do we then in turn take that value? You and I talk about it all the time, just starting with the simple stuff.
Yeah.
It's the Legacy Bowl. Just send somebody from your school down there to capture this moment and send it back to your school. It's the small things.
Yeah.
And I get what he's saying, but you know, at the same time, hey, y'all ain't gonna like this because here I go. I'm finna drop it. Sometimes we get sick of niggas. And I get on here and I also always make sure that I differentiate. You got black folks, because what was Dr. Tara that was just on here?
Yes.
That's good black folks. That's good black organized, gonna make sure you do you right. I ain't gonna cut no corners. What you said, she had those players looking
in Midtown. Nice.
And then you got niggas. Yes, when I get my money, I may try to stick around in the old neighborhood because I grew up in the hood, but you couldn't tell when you went into our house, right?
Yeah.
It was the upkeep. We didn't live in no brick home, no $1 million. I didn't live in that. All I gotta do is go across the street, up the street, and it's clear as day to my neighborhood. But it was how we kept up things. But I can't force you to keep up how you gonna do things. What you do on your land ultimately brings down the property value if you don't keep it up to the rest of ours, right?
Yeah.
So when I do get my money, I will move around. Don't mean I did not. And that's the only pushback I got with David. It ain't like I just want to run away to be with white folks, right? Because if I can go live in a good middle class black neighborhood where we all have the same morals, I'm totally fine with that. I get where he was going. He was trying to say a lot in a short time. So it came across so many layers all in one breath. So I get what he was saying, but at the same time, I don't think a lot of times it's us giving up on our community. It's us getting better opportunities. Because even think about our kids. I say it all the time. When you look at the situation like what I grew up, the way I grew up, and the neighborhood I grew up in, my son would never know what that's like, right? My son would never understand simple what it means because what we have done generation after generation is continue to lay a foundation so the next generation can build off of that and just keep building, where we won't have those excuses where you have generations after generations of people that can't get out the hood, because for me, it's no excuse. But I will credit the HBCU for giving me, my mom, and my family the opportunity to get an education. But it ain't like it was the only thing. I could have went anywhere, but I chose that for my own personal field because that's what I wanted to be, and that's what I was raised up around. So I am thankful for the HBCU. And just like Southern University, David Banner, just like myself, is a Southern University alum. Lavelle Crump was also the SGA president at Southern University. So he totally understands being a Mississippi guy coming to Southern, that they say, hey, we prepare you for the world. And Southern did something that is unique in the state of Louisiana that many black colleges could have done. Southern built the black middle class in Louisiana because poverty was a thing here. Opportunity was limited, but being able to go to college and get an opportunity and to get a degree, you were able to then put yourself out there and be able to be in this ever-growing and evolving world of competition. Because I tell you, just look from the fall and the spring. Think about just from 3 colleges, how many people are graduating. Now look across the country of how many people graduate, and the fact that we can get out there and compete. So I'm thankful for that. And I get what he was saying. He said a lot into a little and tried to pack it in. And I get exactly what he's saying. It was fair. It had some sense of foulness to it. But I get exactly where he's going.
I'll say this. From everything you eloquently said in your monologue, my thing is this. People will get attached to the hyperbole and not the essence of what, because he said, I think when you go into a statement of, I think it should be the only option, and then you start doing the math behind that, it's just like, that's not feasible, right? So then people get hypercentric, they get hyper focused on that. But when you were talking, this is what came to my mind.
I know what you're thinking. I was the one back in the day always talking about I love the hood. I love the ghetto. I was the one said I wasn't the kind of nigga make a little money and run to the suburbs. Yeah,
you're right.
You're right. That's what I said. But as soon as I got my check, I was gone. Paid $230,000 cash.
$230,000 cash. Okay, that's why I'm the king around here. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard sometimes to stick with your people when you coming up, and it's like when you young, older people say sometime in life you're gonna realize you outgrow friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You holding on to that one friend that ain't quite moving like you, and you're moving forward, but they seem to be kind of holding you back, right? I get my money, I buy this house. I'm not saying every black neighborhood is the hood, but for the vast majority, you understand what I'm saying. And the people in the chat understand what I'm saying. It used to be a sense of community. And I just had this conversation with somebody the other day where when you left to go out of town, you can tell your neighbor, hey, we going out of town for a couple days. Can you watch things around the house for us?
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody came in the yard, they was on it like it was their house. Hey, who are you? They didn't tell you, no. Now you can't tell nobody what, you can't even show what you bringing in the house if you're living in that neighborhood, because you'll come back with your door wide open.
Bust wide open.
You'll come back with your window up. You'll come back with your house ransacked. And if you don't believe me, and I know a lot of us, some people may never have lived in the hood. Some people maybe never understood what that's like. Some people just can't relate. Some people may have grew up already in the middle class and already have had a different way of life compared to others. But I can tell you, I'd have been the best of both worlds. I can tell you what it's like to come home with your door wide open. Been there. Everything flipped over, turned over.
Thanks.
That's just where, hey, that's just the reality of it is. And I ain't the only one, there's many others. That's life. But you understand the environment that you live in. Did that necessarily reflect us? No, we was folks just trying to make it.
Yeah.
Building those steps, right? Just trying to get up out of here, just trying to get there. But it's people that's around that ain't trying to get out of there. They gonna take everything they can from that environment. So I get what Unc was saying when he got his money, he was gone. I'm one of them people too. Hey, I love my community. I love black folks. But it be the niggas that make it hard for me. And I know y'all hate that word, but I don't care because we use it and it's real. And I tell you, there's a difference. You know when you going somewhere and you black, I ain't talking about white folks' perspective, from a black perspective, you see a nigga and you see other white and you see some good black folks. You just know it. You've been in a place and you saw a group of people come in, and do we stereotype each other? We do it amongst
Absolutely.
And you see a group of people, you like, oh shit, like that.
Yeah, listen, great example, right? I went to New York. I was dating this girl. She was from Queens. We was in the Bronx, and we went to like a little bodega in the corner, right? And one thing I've learned by my time in New York, you always got to keep your head on the swivel, right? That's just in New York, you got to keep your head on the swivel, right? So we walk into the bodega, we getting stuff, we buying stuff, and it's like 4 dudes in North Faces with hoods. And this is when it wasn't no Pooh Shiesty stuff back then. Like people weren't wearing ski masks because it was a fashion statement. You know what I'm saying? People was wearing ski masks because it's cold, but you got to be very cognizant of that. So they come in about 4 or 5 deep, and I'm like, hey, man, we gotta go. Because I don't know what's about to happen, and they could have been some good guys, but I just can't put myself in that, because then if something goes down, then I'm gonna be like, oh, I was just so naive, knowing I saw it.
What did you think when you saw them walk in?
I was about to pop off.
No, when you looked at them, what did you say? Like, damn, this some.
It's about to pop off. That's what I said.
Yeah, all right. You don't want it. I tell you what I say. Like, damn, boy, there's some niggas up in here. We gotta let's take a spot. And that's just real. Come on, man. Let's be real. Like, I ain't here to sugarcoat nothing. I ain't here to be politically correct. We all do, and even the bougies. Now, come on, now the bougies know when they go somewhere, bougie black folks, and they go somewhere and they all with they
elitists, yeah.
Yeah, and I got my nice car and I got my nice clothes. And if some folks come in there that look like us, that don't quite fit the bill of where they looking with the bouginess,
then they be like, "Why are you here?" It don't even have to be some. It don't have to be some nigga type stuff. It's just like, you're not on our level, right? Like, you're not supposed to be here. So there's classes to this. It's classism as well inside of of being black as well. So listen, man, at the end of the day,
is this a touchy subject?
I mean, only if you take it. Like, listen, my grandfather used to always say, "A hit dog hollers," right? And to me, if you, I believe in that, because if you subtweet me, I'm hollering, okay? Because I'm gonna meet you where you at. But if it comes to your doorstep, then you just gotta accept it. Like, it just is what it is. You either know somebody like that, right? Or you've been in a situation like that, or you've been the person judging said individual.
Black folks, the prime example that would ultimately clear all this, you know what gas stations to go to and not go to. Simple as that. You know the gas station to go to, and it don't get no more simpler when you talk about our community. You would take a chance with a restaurant. But that gas station talking about to get out, pump gas, you know that I shouldn't have to break it down any more than that, huh?
Listen, it's funny you say that, because when me and Key be going through Atlanta, and she be like, "Oh, babe, we gotta get some gas." I'm like, "They ain't got enough lights."
Or you see what I'm talking about posted up outside the gas.
Oh man, that's funny. That's real, boy. That's real deal, Holyfield. Now you preaching on that one.
The gas station is the most simplest I can put it when you talk about don't want to go and do want to go.
Hey, this is a Deputy Mario. Shout out to Deputy Mario. He said gas stations are the absolute most dangerous.
And why? Why? Come on, Scotty, help a brother out. Tell me why.
It be those amigos. They be outside. They be outside the gas station. Don't play. Listen. There be some amigos outside the gas station. Let's not act.
I mean, I ain't acting. I'm talking about our community, though.
Oh,
remember,
okay.
I'm talking about our community. Right? The basis is, I know different communities, right? But we talking about our community, especially at night. What time is it right now?
It's too late. It's too late.
You know the hood not to go to. You know the gas station not to go to. You see who posted up outside that gas station.
Listen, boy. Listen. Boy, you ain't lying. I'll be on E trying to make it back across town. I be like, we ain't stopping nowhere on this side of town. Not a lick.
So I feel you, David. We don't give up. We just we done got a little wiser. What the folks say, don't put yourself in them situations.
Don't put yourself in them situations.
When you know better, you do better. So
hey, come on.
I would love to go back to the hood and do a lot of stuff, but I understand the hood may not love me the way I love it. They may see me as a target or whatever. You know, I don't know what it is, but they typically say it be your own people.
It do.
What they say when somebody break into your house, it's probably somebody that know you have been watching. It ain't typically no random thing that happened.
That is absolutely right. That's absolutely right. All right, let's move on. Man. No, I love the conversation. FCS football reports, and this was reported all over the week, but multiple reports indicate that Tyler Rowe will become the Iowa State assistant head coach and running backs coach. First reported by ESPN Rittenberger. The former North Dakota State offensive coordinator left last month to take on the same role at Tennessee State. How detrimental is it that they had Tyler and then they lose it and now they're back at square one?
I don't know. We didn't get a chance to judge it because we never got to see any body of work from him. It was just the hype that he came from North Dakota State, a program that we've seen have success, FCS football, playing for championships, or at least competing for championships year in and year out. You're talking about one of the most successful programs we've seen in a long time on this level. And so to have, you typically don't get a chance to see somebody go to an HBCU coming from a program that has had so much success. But I think at the same time, you look at the fact that Iowa State saw the value in him to be able to bring him in as the associate or assistant head coach, and as well as the running back coach, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So, not just to be the running back coach.
I'm sorry, P. Do you think it's because, Eddie, because it always be like that. A black person sees something in you, we give you another opportunity, and next thing you know, you gone to another. Like, why he didn't get that job? He didn't get offered that job when he was at North Dakota State?
I would say the land. And look, I don't know. I get what you're saying. I don't know. I would say though, the landscape still changes when you start to talk about the small, like not the coordinators, not the head coach, but the college football landscape is an ever evolving door when you start talking about just a position coach. So that's why I would say for that, the position coaches change a lot because let's be real. Don't nobody really pay attention to the position coach. Ask most people on here who love their HBCU football team, aside from their head coach, their O coordinator and D coordinator. Who your DB coach?
They don't know.
Who your linebacker coach? Who coach your special team?
Unless you G and you be all up in the meetings, all on the sideline with the belt and the flag. No, and don't nobody be knowing all that.
And the position coaches move around a lot more than what people think. So when opportunities present itself, hey, one presented itself, and in that realm, hey, when you know somebody, that's all that needs to matter. That's all that matters. Because when you see the same thing in our realm, right?
Yeah.
Guys jump to this school, that school, and then you look and break and peel the layers back. Oh, he know coach. He know the coordinator. So, I can't speak on why. I thought Eddie had something good. I was ready to see what this was going to look like when you bring somebody FCS national championship pedigree down to that level, because Tennessee State in their own right can actually compete for a national championship aside from the 8 other HBCUs because of the conference that they're in.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a great opportunity for them to see, well, if this is what they're trying to do, make the leap and realize like the rest of us in the MEAC and the SWAC, we're playing for the Celebration Bowl, and it is loud and clear. That's what we're playing for. Tennessee State actually is playing for a national championship year in and year out. So if you have a coach leave from an FCS school that has had that type of success and go to Tennessee State, he's going there because they actually have an opportunity to do what he's been doing at another school.
I really wanted to see what it looked like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like him being able to go back and recruit Fargo, him bringing that style to Tennessee State. And because what happens in the HBCU is you get so caught up in the rat race of getting the same guys. That's my boy. That's my homie. And he did it. He ain't never called plays before, but I'm going to give him an opportunity. And he didn't call plays at 7 different schools and been asked at all 7, but I'm going to give him an opportunity at 8. Like that's what you see. And it's not just HBCU, it's college. It's college athletics. But in the HBCU world, since it's smaller, those names circulate a lot quicker. Like literally, how did somebody get fired as a head coach and then gets picked up at the rival as an offensive coordinator? I will never understand. Never. But it happens, right? So, but I really wanted to see what it looked like when HBCUs dipped their toe outside the network and how successful it would have been. And that's why I'm really let down that we understand when money calls, you go. I get it. But I mean, oh, yeah. When money calls, you go. And I mean, you're getting paid $500,000 for less of the headaches. But my thing was, I just really wanted to see what this looked like. I wanted it to see, even if it was just 1 year. Right? Like I would have been good with just 1 year of seeing this experiment work. But now where he goes from here, who knows? I talked to Blue. Blue hit me up and said he had some big names other than Tyler, so he might go back to those guys. But I was locked in on Tennessee State. I wanted to see what that process and what that was going to look like with Tyler. Hopefully he can bounce back with a good name, a big name, and keep it going. But yeah, I'm really disappointed on this one. Yeah, Eddie loses the white boy. That really hurt me right there. That really hurt me.
I feel you on it. I mean, I was, because me and you, when we saw it, we were going back and forth like, hey, it's just not because somebody's white, but it's because somebody comes from a championship pedigree. On that level, how often do you see championship pedigrees on that same equal playing field of FCS ultimately choose to come to the HBCU realm? So I was interested in seeing it, but hey, it was short-lived, wasn't it?
Absolutely short-lived.
It was about as long as what's my guy Bethune-Cookman? Ed Reed. About as long as Ed Reed at Bethune-Cookman. It was good enough to make some noise, and then it was over with.
It was gone. It was gone. You know what I'm saying? He said I was the one. I know I was out in LA, the hood. You know what I'm saying? But when I got that check, I was gone.
I got up out of there.
That's what the white
moved
man
out there to Rancho Cucamonga.
That's why I'm king around here.
Hang around here.
Oh man. Hey P, hey, them 12 fans, man, they doing it. Them 12 fans, they doing it. They dropped another video. I don't know if you see it. I'm about to play it for you. Them 12 fans, they do it up. They doing it up. Let's play this video and let me get your opinion on it with the 12 fans. Here we go.
Gentlemen, took y'all long enough. It's that time of the year again. We're ready to start our mission, Operation 1876.
You need me to play it again? Okay. What you think?
I don't even know.
It's supposed to be like it's like a mini hype video of just like of what it you're so disrespectful. Let me give my thoughts, right? I love the concept, right? I think it's a great concept. Ain't no other schools doing it. Ain't no other schools taking the time out to do it. So shout out to them for making the content. This is my issue. They got this Bama reading off call. He got like 3 lines. And if you look, he can't read them and look at the camera. Look.
Gentlemen, took y'all long enough. It's that time of the year again. We're ready to start our mission, Operation 1876.
Bro, it's 3 lines. And you got to look down 3 times? That's my issue. And then the guys don't say nothing, right? Like the other guy, like I think it could have been a lot more to it, but I think it was a great concept overall. I did like it though. You didn't like it?
I get it. You happy somebody made content. Cool. I was just lost. I mean, it Operation 1876. I mean,
it's the school year.
I know when they were founded, but it just didn't give me enough substance. Like they saying I'm a hater. KJ, come on, man. They should have put you in it then. Hell, you read the lines. Maybe I would have understood a lot better, KJ. The average person don't know who none of these guys are. Then to be saying, you know, gentlemen, what time of the year? Operation 18. What does that mean?
Thank you, KJ. It's a teaser. Thank you. Perfect. It's a teaser.
But look, who's slow? Ain't nobody slow. It's just
you just didn't get it. You didn't feel it.
KJ, you a PV guy, so I mean, of course, it went straight here to you. You know, I'm just saying, I get it, but then I don't get it. I like content, but that was just making some shit, you know. I'm not knocking.
Hey, listen.
I swear,
Hey,
look,
no. I want to make very clear. PV people, you know I'll be the ones on your butt. I'll be on your head. No homo, right? But Perry at your front door kicking it in. I just want to go ahead, Perry. Say what you gotta say.
Because I make videos. I do stuff. I'm a creative guy. I produce and do videos. So when I watch videos, it ain't like I'm just watching. This is what I do. And because I just thought the substance could have had something like come across the screen like headquarters, you know. I don't know. It's just,
I think you did in the beginning. Let me see. Let me see.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Let me rewind that.
What does that say?
Panther Intelligence Agency headquarters, Prairie View, Texas.
All right, keep going. Let's watch it. Maybe let me watch it again. Then.
It says 2024 Mission Operation 1876.
Let's watch it again. Maybe I just didn't get it.
Gentlemen, took y'all long enough. It's that time of the year again. We're ready to start our mission, Operation 1876.
Listen, man, let me say this. Because people hold on, somebody said something. Somebody said something about mediocre. Oh, here we go. It says, that's our problem. We applaud mediocre. Let me be very clear. You have to meet people where they're at. The SWAC traditionally is behind the 8 ball in content. We all understand that. So when you have a program and you seeing schools try, you have to give them kudos for trying, right? Like Jackson State, when they did their schedule release, right? You got to give them credit for the effort that they put into that, right? Grambling, going to the school and doing their schedule release, right? Like, I think Norfolk did a video for their release. Like, you have to give credit for these schools that are putting content out, because if it was up for them, they wouldn't have done nothing.
Run it back one more time, Nene. I'm trying to see if I'm missing something here. Just run it back one more time.
Gentlemen, took y'all long enough. It's that time of the year again. We're ready to start our mission, Operation 1876.
Listen, I'm with CL. I think this has to be a series. I think it's something they can play on all the way. You know what I'm saying? If they go by the weeks, if they go by the... Listen, all I'm saying is a light-skinned dude, he needs to go over his lines, okay? He should not have to look down to say 3 sentences. 3 sentences? Come on, man. What are we doing?
I think it would have worked better like if you had Bubba doing it or something like, or...
That's fair. That's fair. You know, you don't know those guys. I get it. I get that's fair. That's fair. I give you that.
And I get teases. I know what they say, just not my cup of tea.
It's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, and it ain't because of Prairie View. I promise you, it has nothing to do. I don't give a damn who would have made it. It's just I'm not gonna give him no free game either. Tell him because I see a lot that I would have did. Hey, we would have live. It would have just gave you a little bit more idea, but creating content, that's a start. Because what I will say, I look back at some of my original work in my days of first starting, and I get it. What I thought was great then, but I've been able to evolve the same way with this show. You remember when them days you started and you was like my top 5 quarterbacks this week. Yeah. Now look at us. Now look at us. So I get it. So I'm not here to knock nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. And it takes for you to create things, to go back, look at it, and then say, hey, what could we have done different? So I get it. I'm not knocking. I'm just saying, for me, I didn't grasp the concept because I don't know. I'm not familiar with none of those guys. Those are no big name guys to me in the SWAC that I've seen, where if I was to see that, I knew who they were. And do the average PV alum, if they were to watch that, would they have grasped?
You're right. I think if KJ was at the head of the table, that would have been like, to me. Oh, let's talk about it. Okay. Because imagine it like this, right? And we know they probably couldn't have got KJ because his appearance fees are just crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? He NFL, all this. Now, look, this would have been dope, right? This part where, like, okay, that part where you don't see, you know how, like, in them evil movies, you see the back of the chair, right? So if KJ...
You would have just seen him sitting there like this.
You would have had him in the back of the chair, right? And you would have seen the back of the chair, and then he spins around, and he's probably rubbing like a cat, and he's talking about, you know, that being like, then he say those lines like, you know, guys, We got to finish. That would have been dope.
Oh, because they are the Panthers, right? Or
That's what I'm saying.
I never would have showed him. You would have just seen the camera come up behind the chair over his head. You never would even have to see his face. It would have just come up and you just see guys like, because the mystery, if it's a teaser, who is that?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I ain't giving out no free game. I charge.
Or maybe you take like snippets, like you said, you don't ever see them, but you see the ring, you see the championship ring, right? You see the 12, or you see his jersey number somewhere, and it just gives you clips, but you never see, and he just talks to them with his back towards them, right? And then he's like, fellas, and he's looking at the board. You see, like, the view is this, right?
And that board, did that whiteboard have anything on it?
I think it had like operation right there, right? So the whole scene would have mostly been like this. You would have seen those guys, but you would have heard KJ. He would have been like, last year was close, but it wasn't to the standard of here, of whatever, right? He's just giving a monologue. But this year is mission 1876. And we're going to get it together, right? Like something real dramatic, like. And
I would have had him mad, like he slammed the desk, like, what the hell happened out there?
Yeah.
And then it's like, how do we come up short?
Yeah.
We can't fail this year.
Yeah.
Now you feeling me? Yo. Because you don't never see him. You just see a pissed off person looking at them like, we can't fail the mission this year. We failed,
Yeah.
Right, I'm done.
Yeah. Come on, Perry. Come on, Perry. I love it.
Because the mission did fail. It failed the mission.
Badly, right? Badly. But while he's talking, you can show some clips, right? You could show the clips of the SWAC championship. You show the clip of a couple games, or like kind of like an opaque, like.
I would have gave you a like before I came to the stadium. I would have showed you like defeat.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
We lost the battle, but we didn't lose the war.
Yeah.
Now we back to the drawing table.
Yeah. Come on, Barry. Yeah. I'm loving it. Yeah.
That's what I do, baby.
I love it.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, they didn't have to show dude reading that card. They could have just showed the camera. Like, where is that now? And you see them looking at him.
Yeah.
That's all you would have just saw, because the mystery man, that's who that's supposed to be.
Yeah. That's good.
And he slammed the table like he upset, like, how do we fail the mission?
Yeah, and then you zoom in on the guys' faces, right? Like you cut to the guys' faces of just, of being, solid and stern, but you hear KJ or whoever, we're better than this. You know what I'm saying? We're this, and we led this and we did this, but we gotta finish the mission. Right? So yeah, that would have been dope. Yeah.
We just helped you out. Who did that video? PD versus everybody?
Yeah, Kool-Aid did it. Kool-Aid.
That's who that is?
Yeah, Kool-Aid.
We just gave you an idea, man. Run it back. You can always run it back. You can do it again. Don't nobody got to, run it back. Try it that way, and then we'll run it again. Run this one back one more time. I'll watch it one more time.
Oh, let me.
Right now, they supposed to be looking nervous. Like, we got to go see the boss after we failed the mission.
Yeah.
You're supposed to see them kind of be uptight because, like, damn, we got to go see. We got to report that we didn't accomplish the goal.
That's good, P. That's good.
Like, he being all nice. Like, hey, sir, you go in first.
Yeah.
You're supposed to look like, fuck, we got to go in here. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's good. So this part, you would have seen the back of the chair.
Yeah, and then it would have came up slowly
as
they coming into the room, because all I would have saw, whoever the boss man is, obviously mad because we got called in to see him. You know, when the boss called you in, it's some bull.
I think it would have been better if the table was already filled and they were late, right? Like you had a whole bunch of people already at the table and they came in late, because now you're making me even more mad that you're late. You know what I'm saying? And that gives it more dramatic, because you got a whole room full of people hearing this speech of why we failed. And they all got the little Men in Black suits. Like, everybody looks the same, right? That would have been dope. Yeah, that would have been fire.
Because you got too many empty seats there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the council. Like, you're reporting to the council, and the boss man got everybody on edge.
Yeah.
What the hell we gonna do?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Now, let me ask you this. Would you want those guys talking? Like the guys that are nervous, or they just
need to be pulling on their damn tires like they don't have nothing to say.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
The boss man only talking right now. Anything you say is an excuse. I don't want to hear it. You had your opportunity. It's my turn. I'm pissed. What the hell happened out there?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Look, they looking too calm. They sit back, rail back, and then look, he ain't scaring nobody.
He in a gray suit and no tie. Oh, that boy, man, listen. Hey, yeah, if the dude had a cigar or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to set it up. He got the cigar on the thing, is, you know, it's burning, it's a little bit lit, you know.
Or as it was coming up, you would have just seen, as it's coming up behind him, you just see the smoke.
Oh, yeah, of him waiting for them to get into the room.
Yeah.
That would have been dope. That would have been dope.
And good job, man. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
You do.
You got to start somewhere. I promise I ain't knocking. We just, in this realm, you got to be able to take constructive criticism.
Let me see how many chairs in that Jay. I forgot about. Oh man, let me see. Oh man. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The one he's sitting in is 10. Yeah, you get about 12 people up in there. You get about 12 people in there. You can get all the fans in there. Yeah, I like that. That was good though. That was good, P. That was good. That was good. I like those.
We helped y'all out. So run it back. Take those thoughts. You can run this show back. You play our voiceover. You do whatever you want to do. But guess what? That just help you out. It just give you a little bit more. And that's the beautiful thing. You know, when they do movies, they have watch parties for a reason.
Yeah.
That's when they know, should we use this ending? Should we not use that ending? Is that a little gory? Should we take... This is the purpose of why you do that. You put it in front of people, and people have an opportunity to construct. I'm not knocking and tearing you down. It's just constructive criticism. And that's good. It's good.
Yeah, I loved it. That's some good stuff, P. I ain't gonna lie. That's some good stuff. All right, let's get to the nitty-gritty of today's show. All right, let's talk a little HBCU Legacy Bowl. I gave my the bad, and the ugly. I want to hear something from Perry, but first, let me recap some of my good, and Perry, you can add on or caveat if you missed it. Well, I'm sorry. So I went straight to the bad. Any good for you, Perry? My bad. I went straight to the bad because I wanted to get to the nitty-gritty, but any good?
You know me, I do recaps. So, I look at the HBCU Legacy Bowl in New Orleans, and it was an opportunity for HBCU football players from around the country to get a chance to show their talent and show why they want to play on the next level, and do they have the talent to play on the next level. It was Team Gaither versus Team Robertson. Team Gaither wins 10-6 in the third annual All-State HBCU Legacy Bowl. And I think you got to look at Davius Richard. We talked about him last week. He was a guy that I thought, if on the offensive side, if there was going to be a prospect that can get that opportunity in the NFL, it will be him, North Carolina Central graduate. And then he marched his team down the field on a 5-play, 76-yard touchdown drive, completing both his pass attempts for 52 yards before rushing for a 4-yard touchdown, in which he was also named the game MVP. The unfortunate part, he was injured in this ball game, had to be carted off, and I hate him. But then Team Gaither followed up after that touchdown drive with a stop on defense before putting together another long drive, 17 plays, Scotty 64 yards, before having to kick a 29-yard field goal, giving them a 10-0 lead in this ball game. And Team Robinson finally got on the board when wide receiver Landon Rash from Grambling State caught a pass from Jeremy Musa, FAMU guy, and found his way in the end zone for a 28-yard touchdown. Zyrion Hayes, defensive lineman for Team Robinson from Alabama A&M. How about A&M, them Bulldogs? I know I give y'all a hard time, but he was named the defensive MVP player of the game because guess what? He had 4 sacks. You didn't. Once again, when you talk about you want offense, when you want excitement, The first year I went, this game don't give you excitement.
That's fair.
Was you excited at any point in this game?
No, it was. I was in the fourth quarter, like the 3-minute mark. I was pretty because I like those. I like those like make those last minute drives and put a drive together to win the game. But they had Musa in, so Musa with no Willie. It was Musa with no Willie. So yeah.
And for me, when I look at this game, it go back to what we talked about last week, and I saw what you put up about Coach Trey Oliver talking about them. He called them dumbass coaches.
Oh yeah, I can put it up there for you. Them dumbass coaches.
I'll let you read it out loud for the people who need the basketball.
I certainly will. This was a tweet put it out a couple days ago by Trey Oliver. I promise he would not have played if I knew that those dumbass coaches were going to run him. He should have never have left the pocket. You want to run hand it off those All-American backs. Make it make sense.
Talked about it last week, and I think didn't it just show his ugly head in this ball game on
it? It did. It surely did.
This is why I'm asking for, if we're going to move forward with this game, let's bring guys from the NFL level down. Doesn't have to be the brightest and the best head coaches, but there are plenty of guys that are around in the NFL that can come down to this level, can call a ball game compared to what they're looking for out of a guy. Specifically, if there's a certain guy that people feel can have that opportunity to make that step to the next level, they'll know what plays and what situations to put him in to get the best of what they're looking for. Either that guy gives them what they're looking for, or he does not give them what they're looking for. HBCU coaches, I'm not knocking you. You know what you know. But at the same time, let this be an opportunity to be a learning moment for you as well, to learn from the guys so you can then take something back to your program. And as you start molding up the next generation of guys that's going to play in the Legacy Bowl throughout the season, you're coaching them up and teaching them, hey, if you're trying to get to the next level, these are the things we learned. These are the things we're going to teach you. Now let's culminate that so we can make the product at the Legacy Bowl just that much better.
Absolutely. So today he put out another tweet, which was an apology. And this is what he said. He said, I would like to apologize for the language used in a previous tweet. That is not the example that I would like to set for my players, regardless of how strongly I felt and still feel about the situation. I support the Legacy Bowl and the opportunity it creates. However, coaches have to do what they can. Coaches have to do what they can to protect the players. Doug and Shaq told the coaches earlier in the week not to run him. On Friday, I sat with the offensive staff and asked them not to run him as well. For whatever reason, the play was called. This is a minor setback for Davis. However, he is a warrior and he will bounce back. Let me say this, right? Because I got a couple calls from some very, very high sources. They said, and on very good authority, that Doug was livid. And he verbally cussed out every coach on that offensive staff after the situation happened with Davius Richards. I have on good authority that he did that. Second is the way and I got this from another source, the way the HBCU Legacy Bowl and the way that a lot of people are seeing Doug Williams move is because how he sold it to the NFL Network was, hey, we're going to have the best and brightest players come and play in the game. Well, when your best and your brightest players do not want to play in the game, that's not what the NFL is paying for. So that's why he's pretty much moving in a Debo, P. Diddy type of way where he's demanding people to have to play in these games because of his requirement and his contractual agreement that he's made with the NFL. So let me just tell anybody who's being a part of the HBCU Legacy Bowl, your health is not Doug Williams' concern. It's not. His concern is having the best HBCU players participate in that game. But the best players are not participating in that game. You didn't see Mikey Victor. You didn't see Sandata Anderson. You didn't see Adinkwa. You didn't see Drew from Virginia State, the cornerback. You didn't see Jarvion Howard. You're not seeing top players go because, and you guys can say whatever you want. I've talked to a few scouts, and they said, Scotty, it is hard to evaluate this All-Star game because if you're playing against talent that we don't deem draftable, how much better is your draft stock going to go up?
I think this game simply needs to be put in perspective for if you're going to be a guy that performs in this game, you were great at your prospective college. You was great in your conference. This your last hoorah. For the guys who have an opportunity, you don't want to risk injury. You'll come compete in the combine because ultimately that's what's supposed to elevate you to the next level. But this is supposed to be the game. And if you want to put it that way, this is the last hoorah for guys where, you know, when they look back at it, you had that one last game.
Yeah.
That was that one last one.
Yeah.
And if this is going to be that for those guys, because there are plenty of talented guys on this level, but we talk about it all the time. You may have just been a little too undersized, bro, to get that opportunity. There's plenty of guys who are legends in the SWAC and in the MEAC and the CIAC and the CIAA, but they just, let's think about how many guys are trying to get to that 1% of the NFL. So if this is going to be anything, this has to move forward then to just be that one last hoorah where the guys who want to play in this game literally want to give they all, injury or not. I'm going to give my all because this is my last one. This is the one I'm going out with, they say, for the Gipper because I have nothing else after this. For the guys who feel there is something after this, man, do your combine, protect yourself, and move forward. If you're going to, and it goes back, if you're going to put your best in this, and be real with a guy, too. That's why you got to have those coaches there throughout the week that I think on the next level. Be real with a guy and say, man, hey, you really do need to play in this game. Like, I don't care how good, you're not him. You're not that other dude. And I'm just being real because I'm looking at this talent each and every day. Think about how many guys come and go just from a practice squad, not even just making the roster. Like, yeah, you really do need to go play in this game, bro, and show somebody what you like. You got to because what this does then shows if it's hard for me to evaluate the talent because I'm looking at this not group of 5 or power 5 talent, right? Then you should stand out.
You should dominate.
So it can go two ways. It can go the way of take this as the all-star games where guys basically ball out because you hear the ball out. But if you got an opportunity to go to the next level, I'm talking about a legit, like I'm saying serious, absolute, gotta know I got an opportunity to go, man, go to the combine, do what you got to do. And then guess what? You're the guy while everybody else playing, they interviewing you on the sideline saying, hey, you know, all these other guys, you get a chance to say, man, I've watched practice. There's some great guys. Some of these I played against. Some of these guys are teammates. But then they asking you, it's a player profile because you seem to be the one that's going to be the knighted one, right?
Yeah.
You have the opportunity. Now we get a chance to spotlight you, look at your highlights and say, okay, good luck to you.
I agree.
Make sense?
I know. I 100% agree with you, P. I think for top prospects.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
For the top prospects, this is a glorified combine, right? Like it just, that's what it's going to become. And I don't have a problem with even the top prospects doing practice, right? Because a lot of scouts go to the practices and see how you're doing and see what you're doing and the one-on-ones and all that type of stuff. Is there a possibility of getting injury there? Absolutely. Everywhere, anytime you step on the field, there's a possibility of injury. But definitely, I think for top of the line prospects, it's pretty much those 4 to 8 guys who are just like, hey, you have a chance. You just go do the combine and you just walk away.
And you still participate in everything. It don't make you better than the rest of the guys, but in life, you just know, when you're graduating with honors and when you're graduating with everybody else. You're all graduating. You just going to be up there in the front. They're going to call you first. That's all it is. So what's any difference than in this game? Graduating with honors, the guys who legit have opportunities, those are your honor guys. Those are the guys that the achievement was a little bit higher than. You just regularly graduate. Everybody's still doing the same thing. But these are the guys that have the opportunity to go. And when they on the sideline and you need somebody to interview, this is who. Oh, we got Davis Rich. Oh, man, there's been a lot of talk about you. Let's show some of your highlights. As we're talking to you about your highlights, we asking you, how was everything this week? How did you feel in the combine? You know, did you think you stood out? What did they say to you? All right, thank you, Davis. Now we got Jarvion Howard. You know, putting the player profile on the big name guys while the other guys having to make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
I hope that's a good concept.
I listen, 100% agree. And I want to be very clear, because you did say that a week prior to this event even happening, that NFL coaches should be a part of this staff and they should be taking over for the current coaches. Rocky, coming to you.
Hey, what's up, my brothers, man? Y'all done brought up a lot of good points, right? But if this is truly, if the Legacy Ball truly wants to be an opportunity for a kid from an HBCU school to show his talent, it has to include FCS prospects as well. You cannot just restrict it to just HBCU kids, because they play against those kids anyway. You have to incorporate other prospects in FCS football. That's what I would do, right? And I love your idea about having NFL coaches, man. I think that'll change the game as well. But you have to bring the overall talent level up of the game, and the way that you do that is include FCS prospects as well. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, then it doesn't become the HBC. I mean, what you sold, I agree, because I love the competition, right? It's like you pick the best black players in FCS, right? You just pick the best black players in FCS. The thing is then it takes away from it being the HBCU Legacy Bowl. That's the only thing for me. It just takes away from it being that.
So I think you can honor Coach Gaither and Coach Robinson and the deep, rich history of HBCU football, and also have other kids be a part of it. The same way you go to the Shriners Hospital and the East-West Shrine game. You know what I mean? You can honor the legacy of HBCUs and the legacy of those great coaches, and also include other players, man. Again, as long as they're going to play against the same players that they were playing against anyway, what really does it do for a kid?
No, I agree.
To be honest.
No, I agree. It doesn't. Like any scout that you talk to is going to say the game is pointless because of the simple fact of who you're playing against. If I don't have a draftable grade on this kid, like I'm not even bringing this kid for an undrafted free agent, and you're beating him up and down the field, it's really a lose-lose for anybody that's draftable. Because if this undrafted kid is whooping your ass, then I know you're not good.
Well, yeah, and again, to me, you have to raise the overall talent level of the game, bro. The overall talent. Let's look at this. How many sub 6-foot linebackers are actually in the NFL? And then look at how many we had, in the game playing in those, around 6-foot linebackers. Like the overall talent and prospect level has to be raised to that game, bro, in order for it to be truly a NFL evaluation tool. Do you want a ceremonial game celebrating HBCU football, or do you want it to be a real opportunity for HBCU prospects? I don't think you can do both, in my opinion.
Hey, man, appreciate the call.
Choose a lane.
Hey, no, I agree with you, man. Appreciate the call, Rock. Hey, let me ask, what do you say to that, Perry? Would you go in the sense of bringing in other FCS talent to raise the talent level?
I mean, then it take away the complete idea of what this game was ultimately founded to be. Then it has to be completely restructured. Doug Williams and company, because they're HBCU guys, are trying to keep the legacy and go back to what Deion Sanders was saying when he was at Jackson State, right? When he was harping down everybody, saying that the NFL guys were not coming to scout HBCU players. So there's an initial mission that we have to also understand of why this is what it is. Now, because it is what it is, it's saying now as HBCUs, we are already underfunded. We already dealing with all of these issues. Now you want me to bring in, whether you black or white, it don't matter. You coming from a PWI. That ultimately we feel, you should have resources, right? If You chose that route, then you go out. This ultimately, if you want to be in this game, for me, I think it's a draw to try to get talent to HBCUs to say, you know what? HBCUs, regardless of the fact, we got so many outs and outlets to start using as resources, the same way you see with the HBCU All-Star baseball game played during MLB All-Star weekend, the same way you see with the HBCU All-Star basketball game played during the Final Four weekend, the same way you see now with the HBCU Legacy Bowl of guys being able to show their talent in front of scouts. All of these realms are starting to create. What we have to do is start to show the value in them. These are supposed to be tools to get those kids that's at them other schools, the PWIs and wherever else, to say, the HBCU may not have a lot, but I promise you when you get there, we got every opportunity for you to be seen. You can come to here, and because it's ours, you can go play at the Legacy Bowl and somebody can see you because we got our own combine and we got our own game.
Let me say this, and I get what you're saying, but Zarion Hayes' 4 sacks against a top-level FCS tackle means 10 times more than 4 sacks against a D1 undersized right tackle or undersized left. It just does, right? Because then I can evaluate you. If you're going against one of the top talents, or let's say from a kid, a kid from Montana who didn't get a chance to go or whatever, he comes down and he's the left tackle, right tackle. Well, now you beating him 4 times for a sack. That value, your value is going up. The tape matters. The tape does not matter that much when I see you going against somebody I don't have value. I don't see value in.
I just think the overall idea of the game is supposed to become a value to draw people to the HBCUs to say what you don't have at that FCS school in terms of opportunity to showcase talent. We got it here. It's supposed to be a recruiting tool to say, hey, look at all these abilities and resources now behind. If you want to come play baseball at HBCU, you can play during MLB All-Star Weekend on Major League Baseball Network. You can come play on CBS Sports. If you come to our schools and play in the HBCU All-Star game, if you come to our schools, you can play on the NFL Network. We haven't just quite seen it grow into what it's supposed to be, a recruiting tool to say, why are you going to Youngstown State? Why are you going to North Alabama? Why are you going to Kennesaw State, right? When you done, first of all, you ain't playing in front of nobody. You compete for a championship, but you're not going to win it. You ain't going to get past South Dakota State and North Dakota State. All right. When you're done, what do you have to show for yourself? So the idea for me is why it's created. It's supposed to be the tool. Are we using it correctly? I don't think we are. But because it's still early and with a lot of these all-star games, it's supposed to draw in that talent to say, come here.
But every other all-star game is on. Listen, I get it, right? But I think the thing is that I kind of agree with Rocky. You can still keep the essence of it being an HBCU game, but still taking the model from the East, West, and from the Senior Bowl, right? They are melting pots of talent. That's what makes them so great, that you get a D2 guy up there and he's holding his own, right? Or in the East West Shrine, you get FCS and Power 5 and Group of 5 kids. So I still think, I think it should be a situation to where it should be like 70-30 or 60-40. 60% of the kids are HBCU kids, 40% of the FCS kids, and you go from there.
Or you can do team HBCU versus everybody.
That ain't gonna work. They will get blown out every time.
Maybe if you get some better coaching in there, then sometimes it's all about the coaching too.
They get blown out every time.
And look, I agree with what Rocky said, but you would have to just throw this whole concept away. I mean, this whole concept would not work. This is specifically for HBCUs. That means members only. Knock at the door. What HBCU you went to? Oh, you didn't? Oh, wrong door. This is supposed to be the recruiting tool, so those guys at those other FCS say, I'll go to an HBCU because,
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. So now you're just getting the cream of the crop in HBCU, and then you're getting the cream of the crop of Ivy League. That's not a bad idea.
But a lot of them Ivy League guys ain't trying to go play at the next level. They got big jobs waiting on them.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But for me, I just look at it I like it. But if we go two ways, two things. One, if we stick with the HBCU way, We got to leverage it even when we recruiting to say, you know, at the end of the season, when you come here, I have a game that's going to help propel you to the next level. So you got an opportunity to come here and do your thing.
But does it really? That's the question. Does it really?
We got to build it into that. And that's why we talking about we got to upgrade the coaching. We got to provide opportunities for guys to come from the NFL and be a teachable moment, not only for the players, but for the coaches as well. It's just certain things I think you got to tweak in order to make it work. Now, on the other end, like Rocky said, and you agree, and I agree with it, you'll just have to throw this whole concept away, and it just has to be an FCS all-star game. You don't matter what your background is. It don't matter what color you are.
I disagree. And the reason is because
you disagree with what Rocky said?
No, I disagree with of throwing the whole concept away. And because at the end of the day, it needs to still be like the HBCU should be the majority of the roster. Because they don't I can't
have your cake and eat it too.
I can't compete 18 schools against 80 other FCS pro. It doesn't make sense because a lot of the kids won't get picked up. It still needs to be a majority of HBCU players. And then you just mix in the FCS programs and now you have a great game. That just is what it is for me.
Yes, well, you got to take HBCU off of it. That's what I'm saying. HBCU is what's hampering all of this from going left or right. The term HBCU is simply what it is. You can't have a white PWI playing a black school and then call it an HBCU Classic. It ain't going to work that way. The HBCU Classic only going to work with 2 HBCUs in it to make it a Classic. That's just me. Now, you can call it homecoming, but you can't call it a Classic. So if you're going to do a game like that, I just don't think I think you'll have to just do away with HBC. Now, you can still use the legacy of the HBCU coaches if you want to name a Team Gaither and Team Robinson.
And that's what Rocky said. Like he said, you still keep the essence of it because why? Because HBCUs and HBCU coaches are quintessentially are the founding members of the FCS. You think about all their awards, they're named after all pretty much HBCU players and coaches.
Well, it will no longer be an HBCU NFL combine. It won't be an HBCU all-star game. It'll just have to be an FCS NFL combine and an FCS all-star game, honoring our greats that from HBCUs.
We'll see. Hey, Dre, coming to you, and then Bobby coming to you. Hey, try to keep it short and sweet. What's up, Dre?
Hey, so I think I kind of agree with both of y'all. From a competition perspective, you need to have the FCS. But also, the best FCS players go to the NFL Combine. So, the best of the best, they're going to the major combine anyway. And I also agree with the dude from Southern. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Perry White.
Some things are for everybody. Perry.
There you go. He hit me with the dude from Southern. Damn.
The kid at HBCU is almost kind of like being in a frat. You can't. Just because you want to join, don't mean you're going to join. And most players now with social media, they know about HBCUs now. So if they wanted to attend one, they had their choice to attend one. Now, what needs to happen is the competition just has to get better. You just have to get better. Quarterbacks just have to be able to pass. O-linemen just got to be able to block. I mean, it's new, but the competition just has to get better because the best of the best are still going to Indianapolis. The best of the best.
So how does the competition just magically get better? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it has to. I mean, that's on coaching. Coaches got to get better. Recruit, but that doesn't happen overnight, though. But I do believe some things are for everybody. Because if you combine it, them coaches, some of the things HBCU coaches do, the white coaches from FCS ain't going for that. Like the stuff that happened to Davis Richards, nah. You think he wouldn't even have been in there? Should have been like, nah, you took one play, put your butt down. And that's going to be a whole, it could be convoluted, especially with old boy from old boy that's running it from DC. Nah, he not gonna go with that. So I believe some things are for everybody, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. Conversation just has to get better, and the best of the best still are going to go to the NFL Combine. Because this ain't the best of the best.
It's still limited. No, it's still limited about how many people they can invite anyway. And there's a lot of people that don't get invited to the combine who get drafted. So
hold on, don't hang up on him. Hold on, is he still there?
Yeah,
I mean, nothing's
What's your name, bro?
But still, more than likely, the best of the best. Because it ain't like they don't know who the FCS schools are. I guarantee you, they recruit North Dakota, South Dakota. Hell, they can recruit them more than they recruit HBCUs. So they know who the players are. They know who the draftable prospects are. I believe HBCUs just got to get better when it comes to talent, and that just comes with time.
Hey, Dre.
Hold on.
Dre got a question for you.
What's your name, bro?
Dre.
I'm Perry. So next time
okay,
you won't hit me with old boy from Southern. I'm Perry.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Hey, man, I forgot. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Dre. Listen. my issue is every year we come into the season and we say, what's the worst thing about HBCU football? It's the trenches and the quarterbacks. So how is that magically going to get better at an HBCU All-Star game? It doesn't make any sense to me. And you're devaluing if you're telling me the game. Listen, I don't care about the name of it. I don't care. If the point is that this game is supposed to be a spotlight on players. How are players getting a true spotlight when they're going against competition that is not deemed draftable?
I think this is an issue across all sports when you even just yell all-star games, whether the competition is not good or whether it's the best competition being put out there. People just don't take stuff like this serious no more. All-star games.
East-West Shrine and the Senior Bowls are like staple. Like kids make their name at Senior Bowls and East-West Shrine Bowls. So I get what you're talking about professional-wise. Nobody cares about all-star games professional-wise. In college, those games matter.
I mean, because you literally putting these high-profile names out there. In this all-star game, there aren't, outside of our bubble, those are no names. People don't know, be real, it ain't no knock on them. But nobody out there just knowing who Davius Richardson is, but that's a big name to us because we talk about the MEAC and the SWAC. And that's once again where I say this bubble that we in, we often think that other people, like it's a travesty. How you don't know who whatever HBCU, how you don't know about HBCUs? Like you said, you grew up, you didn't know about HBCUs. And it was great talent, great football players being playing football, and you had no clue. Right? So that's what I'm saying. It's that same idea that it's our bubble, and in our bubble, we raise the bar. We have this high expectation. But for everybody outside that bubble, they don't have a clue. They don't know. So when you go to the East-West Shrine game, those are names that are familiar to everybody across the country. Those you'll see a guy like who played in it. Name me a guy that played in it last year that was notable.
Darn it. It was.
But if we pulled up the roster on the screen, I'm pretty sure there will be some familiar names that people, regardless if you watched them play or not, you was like, I know that name.
Yeah.
I heard of that guy. Unfortunately for us, these are guys that most people don't know. And it'd be people right there in your own state where your team play every damn week. Make the news and everything and don't know who the guys are. So it's the idea of an all-star game. It's an all-star game for us. We the only ones in hell. It worked for even the other FCS guys. You said make a name? Shit, who be knowing them? We don't be knowing who playing on. South Dakota State won the national championship. Name me that.
The Yankee Twins.
Well, there you go. You watching. Ask the people in the chat to name the tight end.
Craft.
I said the people in the chat.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's because you and I covered them, and we've seen them. We like FCS football. The average HBCU football fan, ain't watching no other FCS football. You know, so it's a slippery slope.
I'll say this. I think the HBCU Legacy Bowl should not be a game. It should just be the combine. I think it should just be the combine. You invite the best 70, 80 HBCU players, and you just do a combine. You do your own combine. I'm cool with that. I think you leave it there. I'm great. I'm cool with it. Because testing, kids who can test out this world, they're going to make scouts go back and watch the tape. Right? Man, the kid ran a 4.34. He jumped. He got a 40-inch vert, did 11.2 broad. God, dog. Okay. Hey, let's go back and watch his tape.
And, you know, for me, it's not like I don't understand FCS football. It's just trying to make FCS football work in the HBCU world, because HBCUs get lumped in with Division II, NAIA, and we don't separate the levels, do we?
Yeah.
When a guy at FCS, you don't hear them comparing him to a Division II guy. Right? When somebody say he's the best in all of HBCU, you don't know what damn level they comparing him to. Right? So, and I get it's different, because I see Zach saying, I know the difference between quality FCS.
Yeah.
And then I know the difference of when I'm watching a high profile HBCU team.
Let me ask you this, B. Would you be okay with the HBCU combine and then a superlative HBCU thing, like the farthest toss, the best hands? Like, would you like the NFL All-Star game, like the best accuracy, like superlative things in that kind of way? Or how would you like something like the kids can come out to and have fun and watch and all that type of stuff?
I think if it's going to be an HBCU All-Star game, once again, it's going to be the guys that you know for sure, and they got to know for sure. Everybody else just got to be a fun event, make it fun like you see with the Pro Bowl. We'll just do fun things, skills.
Like flag football. I think if you let's say you did the combine on Friday, right? Did a combine on Friday, and then Saturday you had like a flag football game or a 7-on-7 tournament. I just make it fun, because the real thing is the combine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the real. You come for the combine, you do that. If you want to go, you want to go. But
because if you're gonna do an HBCU All-Star game with HBCU coaches, what good are you doing to help the guy get to the next level?
That's what I'm saying. Let me take this call. Let me take this call. Bobby, coming to you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Brother Perry, Brother Scott.
What's up?
Man, over the last 2 days on this topic, I've heard a lot of great ideas. I want to not act like I made up all this on my own, because it's a combination of what I've heard already. Yes, I agree. We should have NFL coaches there, right? I do believe we need to blow up the structure of it the way it is right now, but maybe try something like we have a bigger combine, and then we let those NFL scouts and coaches vote on what players play in the HBCU Legacy Bowl based on how they did at the combine and their measurables. Because, there's talent at every level, yes, but we probably miss talent based on invites that would possibly make a better game. Because what if there was a D2 quarterback that just, he had good tape and he has an awesome arm, but he didn't get the invite because he wasn't at a Division 1A school, 1AA school. That makes sense what I'm saying?
The thing is that this is the thing. I'm only going to talk about the trenches, because to me, that's where HBCU's faults are at, right? It's the trench play.
Right.
And you're going to get kids that are just undersized offensive linemen, because you just need bodies. You just need bodies. So, the trench play is always going to be a down part to the HBCU All-Star game. The Legacy Bowl. And to me, that's the part of the game that needs to be bolstered because of the people that are trying to get looks, defensively, right? The offensive linemen, the D linemen, and things like that. I think the skill players are going to do what the skill players do, right? You got Marcus Riley, who's an undersized wide receiver. I mean, he runs a 4.2, but okay. I mean, he runs a 4.4, but okay, cool. He's undersized. He's 5'10", maybe 5'9", right? So you don't have those freak athletes where you're 6'2" running a 4.5 or 4.4 and you can jump out the gym. You're not seeing that. And that to me is what makes you like Mikey Victor, right? 6'2", 6'3" DB who can glide, who can run, who can turn and run. Like those are the athletes that they want to see, because a 5'10" guy at HBCU doesn't matter, but a 5'10" guy at LSU who's killing Bamas, he matters. It's just the name of the game, right? So like Tank Dell, like if Tank Dell stays at Alabama A&M, he doesn't get drafted. Tank Dell goes to the University of Houston and goes for 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and he's a 3rd, 4th round pick. It just happened. This is what it is.
But see, that's what I'm saying though. So inviting more kids to the combine, or more student athletes to the combine, and allowing an external group of people, so there's no politics involved in it. Because I do know that some of those invites come on politics for all schools. You know what I'm saying? If you're a popular student, you're a popular athlete, you're gonna get the invite, but you might not be the best. So give them opportunity to test and let an outside independent eye put those people in the legacy bowl.
Hey, appreciate the call, Bobby. There you go. Finish your point. No, finish your point. Finish your point, and then I gotta let you go.
Oh no, that was my point. Just take it away from our politics and let it be more of a professional selection.
That's fair.
Using NFL coaches and scouts.
That's cool. Let me. Sorry, Bobby. I'll let you go. Let me say this before we move on. Would you do it? You know what would be dope? NFL coaches draft the players. NFL, like, so there's a. Thank you, God. So Thursday you do the combine. Friday, the coaches draft the players. Right? Who's your first pick? Who's your second pick? And blah blah blah. Make it a thing, and then the game happens and blah blah blah. No, I think that'd be dope. I think that adds a little excitement to it and everything like that. But yep. What you think, B?
I'll kind of reach my point with this topic because it just really needs to take a real think tank to say, well, how can we restructure? I think the idea of when it started is a great idea. You want me to be candidly honest? When I went the first year and I went to the game, I was bored out my mind watching the game. I'm not even gonna lie. And I was there in person. It didn't give me no excitement. And I'm gonna tell you, just from a personal perspective, I didn't like what I saw was done with Ladarius Skelton in the game, right? You bring him to the Legacy Bowl, you had him at running back, and then don't do nothing with him. I thought personally, from a guy that showed you that type of athletic ability, you could have used him if that was the idea of the game of an all-star game, you trying to showcase talent. And then I'm looking at other guys who have talent where you can showcase and do things from around the field. If you're going to be creative, be creative. Show what a guy's capable of doing. But it just looked like the game was just going through the motion. And for me, going through the motion don't excite me, and that's just for me personally. So that's just me. I don't know no other way to put it, honestly.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
Let me.
I thought you was looking at me like that. You looking at something else?
Yeah, I'm looking at something else because somebody wanted to question me on some stuff that I said. And I love so let me say this. The guy says, EA says off script. So when FAMU KJ told you about land NFL potential, you poo-pooed the coach breakout player of the year. So how is he a breakout player of the year? He has two tackles for the season. No, he has two. I'm giving total tackles. Let me give total tackles. 2, 4, 6 total tackles for the season and 1 sack. But he has 6 combined, 2 solo, 4 assisted, and he played 7 games, and he's the breakout player of the year. Sit your ass down. And I said about Isaiah Landis, he wouldn't get drafted. That was my point. Everybody got on here talking about some Isaiah Land this, Isaiah Land that. I said he wouldn't get drafted. I didn't think he was a draftable player. I still don't think that, right? But if you find a guy that fits your system and you believe in him and he can fit it, he can fit it. But
what makes, I think, help this conversation, let's talk about the guys that are in the league from the HBCU compared to the guys who were good and not in the league, like an Aubrey Miller, right?
Yeah.
He's really good on our level, but he's at home, unfortunately. And I hate that for him. But what stands out to help those guys like a Marquise Bell or James Hughes? What about them can get them to the league where there's another guy who is just as good in the SWAC or HBCU, but he can't quite get to the league? What's the difference? And I think that'll ultimately help sum this up.
I think the thing for I'm gonna keep it a buck. The thing for Aubrey and Bubba is just, to me, I didn't think Aubrey was draftable, right? I do think he's a special team guy. I really do. I think he's a special teams guy. I think he should have been on the team for special teams. I think he's a thumper. He just hits whatever moves. I think he would have been great. But the measurables, I agree with Black Pilot. The measurables don't matter. But when you take James Houston, right? When you look at James Houston, you have to take James Houston in the totality of what you see. You got to look at his Florida tape, his time at Florida, and his time at Jackson. He didn't dominate Florida, but he dominated at Jackson. So you see there's a level of talent that shows you I'm better than this, right? I think he had like 18, 19 sacks. Marquise Bell is a walking tackle. I thought he was draftable, maybe 5th or 6th round, but I wasn't high on him as a safety because I didn't think he was a ball hawk. I like safeties who take the ball away. He's more of a hitter, very solid hitter, and he's versatile. He's 6'1", 6'2", but he runs a 4.5, so you can play him at linebacker or you can play him at a safety. He just has to put weight on if he wants to play linebacker. Isaiah Land, he's a long, rangy, fast kid. He has a very high motor.
And that was the same like when I saw Darius Leonard at South Carolina State. You know, South Carolina State has continued to mold NFL guys defensively. You know, and when I saw it, he stood out. I'm talking about the ball game. You couldn't help but notice, like, damn, who is that dude? And then I think for everybody else, you have that rare case of a small guy like a Tariq Cohen who was just so dominant. And it didn't matter what competition he went against, because you saw him show out against the FBS schools.
Yeah.
You saw him show out against the FCS school. I was a believer when I saw him in that first Celebration Bowl going against Alcorn. And that Alcorn defense in 2015 was a pretty damn good Alcorn State defense, and they couldn't lay a finger on them. That's how you stand out. But everybody, because that size, that is such a rare case to get a kid, well, a young man, that size to be able to actually get an opportunity at the league.
Yeah.
But I think it left hope for everybody that, hey, then you start to compare everybody else, but everybody's not him.
Yeah.
Because you take a Leonard Tillery, who was the SWAC's all-time leading rusher, Southern's all-time leading rusher. He made it to the Rams, but didn't quite seem to have that longevity to go that same way. But hell, he's the greatest rusher when you look at yards in SWAC history. So I think it goes to the measure, but at the same time, it's just some guys that are different. And it's just nothing you can do about it. Regardless if you put them in an all-star game or not, there are literally just some guys that are different.
I think the thing in Black Pilot brings up a point about Durant. I think Durant's like 5'11" or 6 foot, but the kid ran a 4.3. I think he ran like a 4.41 or a 4.39 or something crazy like that. And he had great tape against Clemson. Like, you gotta, at the end of the day, the tape is going to speak for you. It just is. And I'm going to be very clear. Y'all can say whatever you want. That kid from Alabama State who is now at Arizona is going to get drafted. What is his name? He came from Alabama State. Ja'Cory Merritt. Ja'Cory Merritt is a draftable running back. When you score 16 touchdowns, in the FBS, like you're a draft, and now you're at a Power 5 program like the University of Arizona. If he has anything close, if he has anything close to what he did at New Mexico, he's going to get drafted. But he's always been that guy.
It was like Teron Armstead when he was at UAPB. And South Carolina State had a guy one year. I think he was on the O-line. It was just him. It was like, damn, that was some years back. I can't think of that guy's name. He ended up going to the league. Man, why I can't think of that dude? He stood out. All you saw was him on tape. All you saw was him. And the same thing with like Teron Armstead, offensive. And then guess what? He went to the combine and turned everybody head by being the fastest O-lineman to ever run in NFL combine history.
Oh, wow.
It's just certain things that stand out that make you different. I don't know if playing in an all-star game is just going to make you different for one game.
Yeah. So, but they say if you're good enough, they will find you. And I won't say that the league it misses. I mean, they can't get everybody. It is 1%. I mean, Jesus Christ, everybody can't make it. But at the end of the day,
we might as well start an HBCU professional football league. That's the next step if that's what we want to do. We just want to keep it in the family.
Hey, HBCU professional. I like it.
You like that?
I like that.
All right, that might just be what it is.
I like that.
HBCU professional football league.
I absolutely like that. Hey, that's the next goal. Tyler Perry.
That's $some up for all y'all. We ain't got to join Nate stuff. We got our own stuff, right? That's what David Banner said. We ain't got to go drink that Kool-Aid. We're going to create our own professional league.
Oh, man. I like that. The HBXFL, you know what I'm saying? I like that. Yeah. He said we're professional bands.
Oh, we going to blow that thing down, baby. Look, we work. You see what the think tank can do? Here come the ideas.
Oh, boy. That'd be a nice little spring lead. I'll tune into that.
We got 6 games in us. We got 6. Huh?
6 classics? Oh, easy.
We got 6 games in us.
Boy, that'd be the flyest 6 classic. And they got to be on HBCU campuses, though. It can't be no major arena. Now you got to put them on campuses.
We're going to play them in Birmingham since we get the stadium for free.
Man, we ain't doing that crap.
It's all revenue, baby. The season already told us, right?
Oh, man.
And what the XFL? Was that the XFL that they played?
We play at the Florida Classic. The Florida Classic. We go down to the Florida Classic.
Oh, we got to go down there to Orlando?
Yeah, go down to Orlando and pack up the stadium, man. I like that. Yeah, we do that.
We got the HBCU Pro League, baby. We're gonna make video games. Hey, we got jersey sales. That's what I'm talking about.
What is it, professional?
Oh, you got to have homecoming now. We're gonna turn it into something now.
At that mid-season point.
It sounds like people liking this, huh?
I like that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Somebody said Don King Perry. Said Don King Perry.
Hey, I'll promote this thing, baby. Let's do it. Hey.
What's that, professional band?
All right, now this is the big thing. What network we gonna be on? Since you big on the media rights, who gonna cover? Who gonna take us up?
We could probably do Tubi. That's what they be in. I would do Tubi. I would pitch it to, because you got to pitch it to somebody who needs the content. Pluto. I would pitch it to Pluto. HBCU.
Oh boy, we all over Pluto TV.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm talking about on repeat.
You know what I'm saying? HBCU go. Yeah, HBCU go. They won't give me no. They not gonna give me no swag deal. They ain't about to own all my rights. That's what ain't gonna happen. But I'll pitch it to them. But I think Pluto, HBCU go. Tubi. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna put it behind that paywall, probably Apple TV. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't put it behind the paywall. You can't do it. It ain't gonna work.
Gotta be somewhere everybody can see.
It got to be YouTube friendly because you're gonna lose out. You gotta at least open it up where folks can watch it, and we gotta be on the call. We gotta be the HBCU professional sports league.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Game day.
Give me some team names.
Oh.
The midget, the Marcus
But
Garvey.
that's for the chat. The chat.
Yeah, give us some team names. Give us some team names.
What would be some team names for the HBCU Professional Football League? We only got 6 teams now.
6 teams.
6 teams.
6 teams.
We need some professional team names. Let's see how creative y'all.
That
you
is
got
fun.
me on the spot, man. I damn.
Oh, man, was in Virginia nothing.
I like somebody said the Buffalo Soldiers.
I like that Buffalo Soldiers. That's tough.
Tuskegee Air. Hey, but
That's
you can't use Tuskegee.
Yeah. I like the Buffalo Soldiers though. I like the Buffalo Soldiers. The Riverboat Raiders. I like that. I like the Riverboat Raiders. I like that. Let me see. Somebody said Houston Hustlers. It's not bad. Come on, man.
You can't do come
on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. See, he trying to cancel us. He trying to get us canceled.
Well, you know us HBCUs, we like to be named after animals. So y'all got to give me a lion. I need a jaguar, panther, tiger. Everybody the tigers, right? We need some animals too now.
The Selma Marchers. Come on, man. Y'all, come on. Y'all doing a little too much history for me. A little too much history. That Dallas dope. Y'all trying to get us. Y'all trying to get us canceled.
They showing. You give me a team name, Scotty.
I gave you the Garveys. Let me see.
What?
The Garveys. Marcus Garveys. The Garveys. I like this one. The Atlanta Naysayers. The Atlanta Naysayers.
I can rock with
that. I like that.
Ooh,
the Atlanta Kings. I like that. I like that a lot. That's the real professional. I like that. This man said Memphis, man.
I like that one for sure. Memphis, man. Look, hell yeah. Who y'all playing? Memphis, man. I like that one. Yeah. I rock with that.
Oh, man. Hey, I like this one for Rocky. The Jacksonville Jits.
We got the Baton Rouge Jiggers. Yeah.
Oh.
You hear me? The Baton Rouge Jiggers, boy.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, my bad.
Jiggalators, what does that even mean?
Don't worry about it.
Louisiana Crawdads. Maryland Bamas. That's not bad.
You like that, huh? Look at you. That ain't bad.
It's 2 M's though. But
why the hell is it Maryland? We talking about HBCUs.
HBCUs are HBCUs not in Maryland?
What school in Maryland?
Morgan, Howard. Oh, that's DC.
They don't even care about football. We got to keep this in the
Maryland.
South.
It's still Maryland.
Bring it back to the South. Y'all know they not gonna go to no damn Maryland-Bama game. You ain't going.
That's fair. Well,
they gotta be. That's why I say it's Birmingham or somewhere like where it's got to be black as hell. They gotta understand the culture.
Coppin, thank you. He lighting them up. Thank you.
Coppin ain't what football Coppin playing.
It's not the point. You said what HBCU?
I know what I'm saying, but my point. Excuse me. Let me refrain. Let me retract. What HBCUs playing? Y'all don't even go to know if it is. Y'all ain't going to their football game. Shit.
You said the Jackson Potholes.
That one, though.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm in there.
My bad. Look, I know I said HBCU. Well, HBCU football, man. They ain't worried about no Maryland football. HBCU football. Ain't nobody watching it.
Hey, that's actually dope. He said the theme song will be "I Love My HBCU." That's dope. I like that. All right, yeah. Hey, Perry, you got I think you came. I think you might be on to something on that one.
The HBCU Professional Football League.
Yeah, I like that one. The Beeham Bobcats. That is a good name. The Birmingham Bobcats. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good name. I like that. You said animal, so yeah, animals.
Yeah, everybody giving us street shit. They're gonna have us thugged out on Tubi.
It said Memphis, Birmingham, Jackson, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Tally. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a nice little league right there. If I say so myself,
man, you got to get a Louisiana team.
He said New Orleans.
NO. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you good. I mean, and it's a small graph. You ain't too much travel. Tally,
You ain't got to play in no big stadiums. We keep it short. We keep
you know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? That HBCU professional league, you might be on to something right there, P.
I done put that in the atmosphere.
Oh, you might be on there. No, nah, we don't need no Texas team. Nah, we don't need no Texas team.
No.
Nah,
they'll act like they too good for it anyway.
Nobody go watch their games. No. Nobody go to PV nor Texas Southern games. So why even?
We need Louisiana to Florida. That's what we need. The Louisiana to Florida.
Yeah, we don't need no Texas.
And I'm talking about the top of Florida. We ain't going down too far. You gonna make it rough. You got to be either Jacksonville, preferably Tallahassee. That's why.
Scotty, who is going to be the #1 pick in the league? Oh, I like these questions.
We just took off.
Going. Go ahead, Paris. It was your baby, so you take it away. Who's your #1 pick? And it can be people who have graduated and are seniors graduating.
People that's available?
Yeah.
Oh, man, come on, man. I'm taking my dog, Ladarius Skelton.
I knew that was coming.
That's our Taysom Hill. You know, and I like when they use Taysom Hill from the running back to the wide receiver to the tight end to the quarterback. That's the Swiss Army knife. I can get multiple positions out of him. That's my #1 draft pick. You know, it's like the Cucamonga Cracker Killers. That's what we are.
Oh, man.
I'm taking Ladarius Skelton since we're going out the HBCU round. That's my #1 draft pick.
After that, you got to have a coach too. You got to get a coach. But I'm gonna pick. My #1 draft pick. It got to be a quarterback.
I got one for you, but I'm gonna let you do it. I ain't interfering.
I'm gonna do this. It's Devontae Kincaid, or if
no.
If he's not playing, he's like, hey man, I'm out the game. You know, because Ladarius is only 2 years removed. You know, he's still 2 years removed. So Ladarius still got some juice. Devontae been out the jank for like 6 years.
Well, don't mention him then.
Okay. All right.
You know who you want. Go on, say it. You just don't like where he's from.
Who did I say?
Who you taking?
Yeah.
You gonna take a Quill Glass?
No. I'm not taking. I'm not taking a kill. Nah.
Who gonna sling that rock in it coming out? Who gonna sling coming from the HBCU then?
You know what? It's I know what it sounds crazy, but I probably would have took. I probably take Felix Harper. I'll take Felix.
That's your #1 draft pick?
Yeah, that'd be my pick. I'll take Felix. I'll take Felix.
Okay. So that's your quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
Okay.
I'll do Felix Harper. I'm trying to think if it was somebody else, but I'm trying to remember all the quarterbacks that have been playing, and I'm trying to just put it all together. But yeah, I'll probably take Felix. Yeah.
Because I'm taking Skelton first. I mean, I got to draft another quarterback coming down the line. So
I can't take Body because Body's still in college, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah.
He's in college. I can't. You know, if Andrew had graduated, you already know what it is.
Are you gonna ride and die with the program? I mean, with your organization, with Andrew Body?
Oh, if he had graduated, absolutely. I'm riding with Andrew. That's all day, every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I could, it's HBCU. My second quarterback, I'm gonna recruit the white boy that played at FAMU, Ryan
Stanley. God almighty. That's a damn good pick, Barry. Shoot.
Because I said, man, when I saw him sling there, I said, man, that's a
Jesus.
white boy. Hey, that dude can throw.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I take Ryan. That would have to be my quarterback that I rotate. Then Skelton would be my Taysom Hill.
I would have
running those special packages.
I would have took Ryan over. I would have took Ryan over Felix. I would have took that.
Ryan Stanley was a bad boy.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. I saw this tape for him. He's a bad boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, God, as soon as you said for FAMU, I was like, you going Ryan Stanley? Damn it! I was like, I forget that.
I thought you wanted what was the guy, the kid, McCray. What's his name?
Yeah, we're not doing that. Don't do me. No, we're not doing that. Shut up.
He be like your Brock Purdy. He gonna manage you to the championship.
I gotta make sure I got a Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan. You got no Kyle Shanahan. That ain't working. Who's your coach?
Damn, where do I go? Who do I choose from?
I
gotta know my pool.
That's what I'm trying to give you. I would take Casey, but I don't know if he's been around long enough. They can't be a current head coach. They can be assistants. Because everybody want to leave. It can't be a current head coach.
Ray Lewis, then shit. Fuck it. Ray, you been wanting your opportunity. I got you. Ray Lewis or Cam Newton to be my head coach.
I'll go with Mack. Jerry Mack.
Yeah, Jerry Mack at Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll go with Jerry Mack.
He coached at UAPB. He took North Carolina Central to a Celebration Bowl. They lost to Grambling. Then he went to Rice. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll go because I don't need recruiting. I don't need Ed Reed to recruit. I need a solid football coach. It's a professional league, so we ain't recruiting. We just pull in the pool of talent. All right. Just give me one of each. We don't one running back, one receiver.
How far back I'm going though?
It only can be in the 5. It got to be like 4 or 5 years because you still want guys that got some juice. You know what I'm saying? We got to put on professional league, so they can't be out the game for too long. So I would say 2020 and up. 2020 and up.
Shit. I'm at running back now.
Yeah, running back.
I'll take a running back. Ooh, 2020 and up. I'm going through some guys in my head. Some good running backs that they came through. 2020 and above. Because that's a COVID year, so I really got only 2021 and forward.
Yeah.
Shit. Ooh, that's a good one, Scotty. Damn, who out of school? Who can I go with? I'm going to go. Fuck it, I'm going Jarvion Howard.
He has not been picked up.
I'm going Jarvion Howard.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I give you that. That's not bad. I'm going Bishop Bonnet. I've always been a fan of. I just love Bishop Bonnet's game. I'm going Bishop Bonnet. If I wanted to go somewhere different, I would have went Ezra Gray. You know what I'm saying? I would have went Ezra Gray or Bishop Bonnet, but I'm definitely going Bishop Bonnet. That'd be my pick. Wide receiver, I'll go because we'll do a snake order. You went, so I'll go. Wide receiver. The Bama from Jackson State. Malachi Wyman.
Yeah.
Malachi Wyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go Malachi Wyman. That'll be my pick.
I'm going to go the kid from FAMU. Zay. X-Man.
Xavier. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I like that's some good stuff.
We need to just do a show on this.
Yeah, we do. That'll be dope.
We done dove into some shit tonight.
Yeah.
This got us going. Like, we need to do our own all-decade team or something.
You doing too much. I haven't been around for a decade team. Can we just keep it COVID?
You need to go do your history then, because you keep getting me COVID these last 2 man. Damn, these last 2 years it's been Jackson State and FAMU. Shit. We just gonna have number FAMU and just then I can't forget about the MEAC, of course, North Carolina Central and South Carolina State, right? But South Carolina State, I'm only picking defensive players. I will build my defense off of South Carolina State if that's what we got.
Last 2 years of South Carolina State defense. Let me get them jokers.
And North Carolina Central, I mean, shit, what's the kid? What's the running back?
Mookie Collier.
Hey, he's a bad. Did you see that stiff arm in the celebration?
Yeah, that was nasty.
That's a man.
Hey, listen, if Eden James wasn't still playing, oh yeah, he would have been my number one pick at running back. Eden James from Howard. Oh, that kid different. That kid different. Yeah.
And I will probably pass. I will build a defense coming from Morgan State too.
Oh, that would have been my top corner. Toes. I'm taking Toes off rip. Taking Toes.
Morgan State, South Carolina State, man. Hell, I can't go wrong building a defense from there.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
Yeah.
I love this, man. Let's get to the little swag basketball. We still got some stuff. I told you it's a full show.
Did they get bored out by us, or did they like that?
No, they love that. Everybody talking about mock HBCU draft show. Yeah, I like that.
We gotta do that.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire.
You know how they do when people do their fantasy league and you get everybody and you got the names on the board and you take the name. That's what we're gonna have to do a show like, because it's gonna get boring at some point in this spring, and we're gonna have to remind people who the hell some of these guys are.
You know what? We should get 4 other people. They get the team, and everybody just goes through a HBCU professional team draft of who you who you would have on your team.
Or can we do this on the college level, like doing a fantasy league where we get guys that are available now that's actually playing, and we keep up with their stats. So in the season, we kind of base it off that for the season. We make our own fantasy league with current guys.
That's dope. I like that.
Can we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because guys done playing, how can I keep, it'll sound good. We can do two. We can do a legacy one, like, the what if, like this all pro team, But then we can do one with the guys currently playing. That way we can go. I can say, man, your quarterback didn't do shit this week. You didn't.
Not a thing.
What your wide receiver doing? I'm like, missed 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, we gotta work that out.
Let's make HBCUs fun again. Since David Banner said we keep going to they shit, we ain't going over there no more, Dave. We gonna create our own fantasy.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into swag basketball real quick. Rundown for the women.
Women's basketball in the SWAC. I know you guys have been waiting on it, and it's still Jackson State and everybody else. But let's start at the bottom with Southern University, and actually with the number 2 team, Grambling State. Both these teams played in a game this past weekend on Saturday. A rivalry, the Bayou Classic on the hardwood, and what a classic it was. It came down to the end, and Grambling found a way to walk out of Baton Rouge with a victory on the women's side, 59-57. Grambling's women's basketball team, the Tigers shot 21 of 45 in this game, 46%, 3 of 8 from the three-point line, Scotty, and 14 of 24 from the free throw line for Southern. Women's basketball, 21 of 57, shooting for 36%, 5 of 11 from the three-point line, and 10 of 15 from the free throw line. Grambling women's basketball team now riding a 6-game winning streak. Congratulations to them as they found a way to get it done. UAPB, we had that whole thing that happened the week before. They tried to get back on track. It didn't work out on Saturday as they took on Prairie View and Sandy Pugh, who got the victory, 66-57 over UAPB women's basketball. UAPB women's basketball shooting 19 of 49 for 38%. Tough Day shooting a 3 of 12 from the three-point line and 16 of 27 from the free throw line. For Prairie View in this win, 25 of 48 for 52%, 6 of 15 from the three-point line, and 10 of 22 from the free throw line. And then UAPB gets back on track Monday against Texas Southern. They hold it down and get the victory, 81-62. UAPB did a little bit better shooting in this one as the women's team went 29 of 59, shooting for 49%, 6 of 12 from the three-point line, and 17 of 28 from the free throw line. Texas Southern women shooting 19 of 62 for 30%, 5 of 24 from the three-point line, and 19 of 24, Scotty, from the free throw line. And then Jackson State sitting right there, rolling on, 62-54 over their rival, Alcorn. Big game, right? We talk about Mississippi. Jackson State shooting 19 of 50 for 38%, 5 of 11 from the three-point line, and 19 of 29 from the free throw line. Jackson State women's basketball team and Coach Tamika Reed now riding a 14-game win streak. So it's Jackson State and everybody else on the women's side.
God almighty, man. I'm just waiting for the tournament. Can we just get to the tournament? I mean, let's cut the season short and let's just get to the tournament. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get to the men's.
The men's side. Why that brother hand blocking what I need to see, man? Move them big old paws out the way. But guess what? When you at the top, you can do what you want because Grambling State is at the top. and they took on Southern. But I'm gonna start at the bottom, right, with Alcorn State. Alcorn took on their rival once again, like the women. The men were there having to play a rivalry of Mississippi teams. Alcorn getting the victory 87-73 in overtime in a hard-fought game. Alcorn, the big bad Braves, shooting 30 of 59 in this ball game for 50%, 7 of 17 from the three-point line, and 20 of 23 from the free throw line for Jackson State in this one. They shooting 28 of 57 for 49%, 8 of 21 from the three-point line, and 9 of 15 from the free throw line. Alcorn now riding a 5-game win streak, and in this ball game against Jackson State, in overtime, Alcorn outscored the Tigers of Jackson State 22-8 in overtime. They move on. All right, you see the next team in line, Texas Southern. Texas Southern going on the road. They get a chance to take on Mississippi Valley and UAPB. They get Valley 73-52 on Saturday. Texas Southern shooting 27 of 55 for 49%, 8 of 19 from the three-point line, and 11 of 12. Modest day, good day from the free throw line. They win 73-52 over Mississippi Valley. Then they take on UAPB and get a 7-point victory there, 77-70 over the Golden Lions. Texas Southern shooting 28 of 63 for 44%, 9 of 28 from the three-point line, and 12 of 15 from the free throw line. On the other side for the Golden Lions, 24 of 58, shooting 41%, 14 of 36. They shot up 36 threes in this ball game, and 8 of 12 from the free throw line. Texas Southern has now won their last 3 games, Scotty. Then you look right there, Southern, Grambling, the battle for number 1, and what a hell of a game it was in Baton Rouge, as I call it, the Bayou Classic on the hardwood. Southern goes into halftime with a lead. Grambling finds a way to get it done in the second half. Grambling wins this one in a nail-biter, a close one, 63-57. The Grambling, the G-men shooting 22 of 45 for 48%, 7 of 12 from the three-point line, and 12 of 19, Scotty, from the free throw line. Southern on the other side, hard fought, but a loss. 21 of 51 for 41%, 8 of 21 from the three-point line, and 7 of 14 from the free throw line. Grambling going into halftime were down 37-23, but they cut that deficit and outscored Southern in the second half 40-20. In the second half, Grambling now sole place of first place in the SWAC men.
Man, that's big. That's big. You at the game, weren't you, at the Grambling Southern game? How was it? What was the atmosphere?
Hell of a game, packed to the Raptors, man. It's been a long time since I've seen what we call the mini dome. That packedness typically is packed when you have Southern and Grambling, but when you had 2 Louisiana rivals battling for number 1, and not football, basketball, it brought everybody out, man. You had the park as far as you, and then listen, it was packed out. So I was glad to see that crowd and the energy. Grambling brought a lot of fans in as well, because a lot of them live here in the Baton Rouge area, but it was great for HBCU basketball. I thought it set the tone with an atmosphere that surrounded the game when you saw 2 teams battling for first place.
That's good. I like that. That's dope. All right. Hey, what Coach Gregory say? Hot damn, we got us one. Okay. 57-51. They done beat the 12 fans. Got him a dub, first win of the season. Shout out to Coach George Ivory. Like I said, hot damn.
Coach George Ivory. I remember him doing his days at UAPB. He won a SWAC championship in 2010 when UAPB went on to go into the NCAA first 4 in. They beat Winthrop and got a first NCAA tournament win in school history, and then went on and unfortunately had to play Duke in the first round. That was the year Duke won the national title in 2010. So that was just a tough out for them over in Jacksonville, Florida. But now, going back to his roots over in Mississippi at Mississippi Valley, they've been struggling since last year, but getting the victory 57-51 over Prairie View. Valley shoots 19 of 56 in this game for 33%, 4 of 14 from the three-point line, and 15 of 21 from the free throw line. Mississippi Valley, with this win, ends a 29-game losing streak dating back to last season. They are now on the season 1-27 and 1-8 in conference play.
Man, and the guys are going viral. Once again, the commentators for Valley, the basketball game, they're going viral for their calling the game and then winning, and Valley storming the court with all 20 players on the team. So once again, those guys doing great work. But Perry, lately in the days of the SWAC, It's been a lot of swag raw. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? No homo. But it's been a lot of swag raw. And we got to talk about a little something. And before we do that, let's get the intro. Did they just not do my intro? That's what we doing? Oh, no, I got to play my intro. No, no, we're not. Can't have that.
Let's just start it all the way over again.
Got to start it all the way over.
Let's just start it all the way over.
Intro
like preview in that video, let's redo it.
Now get the guns, the darts from my generation. I'll take the come on, let's get it on. Get the loss, the money, we're in this together and through it all. They said that nothing's forever and they refuse to see the change in me. Why won't they wake up?
Woo! That's swag. Woo! That's that swag raw. And listen, Perry, great matchup coming in on the past weekend. I don't know if you saw it. It was the Raw 2-on-1 handicap match called the Brawl Referees of ALCORN versus that bad man Mo Williams of Jackson State. The 102. Hey, I got the footage. Oh, I got the footage. Oh, yeah, I got the footage. Let's get to the footage of the brawl down in Lauren, Mississippi.
On the reservation.
7-point lead, a minute 5 left. Can we get one stop? Cornelius in the paint. Cornelius floater, no. And we got a foul call on Jackson State. And Mo Williams is incensed, and Mo Williams just got teed up. And he is just been ejected.
Get out of here! You go!
Mo Williams got to be held back by Trey Johnson, his assistant coach.
Woo!
Mo Williams is angry, he is frustrated.
You see that big dude trying to hold him back there, Perry? Boy, I tell you, it was the brawl down in Lauren, Mississippi.
Let me tell you something, Scotty. Mo was on the go. He was ready to get to it. Mo was on the go. My God.
Oh, man, but when you have them bad refs, they tag teaming on a handicap match, he had no choice but to get gone.
People's elbow me a motherfucker out here in Mississippi.
Oh, man. That's a good 1-on-2 handicap match right there.
Had they let him go, who wins that? Had they let him go?
Oh, listen, I like to say now that Mo, I think Mo could have took him. I felt in my spirit, in my gut, that Mo being on the go could have did some real damage down in Lowman.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They need that on shirts in Jackson. Mo on the go.
On the go.
I'd have helped y'all out. Market that.
I love it. I love
on
it.
The go.
Hey, listen, when you're down in Lorman, Mo is on the go. I love it.
That's the headline, Mo on the go.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. But Perry, hey man, that's been our time, man. Perry, let the people know where they can find you at, man.
I thought we had one more.
No.
I thought we had to do Big Newton.
Big Newton?
Cam.
Oh, no, I ain't got the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't got the video.
Oh, well, y'all can find me right here. No, my bad. Hey, man, y'all can find me on the Yard Sports. I'm on all. So I will get on your nerves because I will post, and I don't give a damn if you like it or not.
You be posting, bro.
Hey, I got to be my own marketing team, so I hope y'all like it, you know. And if you don't, well, don't. That's on you. What you say? Unfollow me.
Unfollow me. That's what
people been following me, so y'all must like it. So you know, hey, you can find me at On the Yard. But I just changed it. On the Yard Network, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just type in On the Yard Network. You can find me at the Jaguar Journal. YouTube, Facebook. You can find me at Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Kadar and Perry White. YouTube. That's all that went on.
Oh yeah. You got.
I don't ever give people my personal stuff. You do not request to follow me because I won't follow you. That's my life. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
Listen, we are still on the road to 300. I got some awesome members. Listen, let me tell you something. My boy Reese hit me up today and said, Scotty, I got 2 pre-ordered copies of the NCAA new game. But you know what I'm going to do for you? He said, when we reach 300 members, we'll give the game away. He said, when we reach 300 members, we can do a giveaway for the NCAA new game. Now, I told him straight up, I might just take that for myself. I ain't even going to hold you.
Oh, no.
I ain't even going to. I might have to take it for myself. But I ain't going to lie to you, though. OffScript might become a gaming channel if it when it hits. I ain't going to lie to you. OffScript might become a gaming channel. I might have to go OffScript 2.0 or something to start getting up on the NCAA or something. Because
I'll play you online.
Let's do it.
I'll play you online.
Let's do it.
I don't fuck around when it comes to that NCAA and that Madden now. I'm unorthodox. I ain't none of your favorite coach. Now, I do things different around here. I play the game to win.
We need to do that. I might have to start an OffScript gaming channel. I really do. I'm saving up for a PS5 as we speak. You know what I'm saying? I got kids, so I gotta put my coins away. You got one. I got a lot. Okay?
Man, look, I bought a PlayStation 2 just to play NCAA 06.
Woo!
Yeah, the black colleges on there.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that.
I got an old school PS2, but I got a PS4. I don't have the PS5, but I got a PS4, PS2, and I got a Nintendo Switch. So whatever we decide to get it on,
listen. I'm a PlayStation guy. I ain't getting no Xbox. I ain't getting no Switch. I've been a PlayStation through and through from the beginning to the end. I've been PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm about PS5.
4.
Yeah, I ain't never touched the Xbox, and I ain't gonna get no Xbox.
Gotta tell the people where they can find you at.
Oh, you know where you can find me at right here, baby, on OffScript. Come on, on YouTube, Instagram, and definitely follow me on Twitter. I'll be wilding out on Twitter. But
you're probably most active with Twitter than any other everything.
I'll be wilding.
And I'm the least active on Twitter. I mean, X, excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's always a porn click or a porn link or something. It's just
listen. Do not open your Twitter in the wrong area, okay? Let me tell you something, dude. It's X for a reason. Do not open your Twitter in the wrong place. Cause listen, in my younger days, I'd be out here, following a lot of stuff. So you forget after a while. You're like, oh, I haven't been following. Boy, I be whoa, wait, whoa. You gotta look around.
Yeah, you got to hit that view because it may say it's sensitive. If it's sensitive, you hit view like, oh, yeah, y'all wild.
Yeah, hey, listen, that thing different. But let me tell you, anybody who's a gamer, please help me with my setup because I'm trying to broadcast the game and I don't know how to do all that stuff. Like I'm not technically savvy in that aspect of like the green screen and all that type of stuff. So please hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, the text number, whatever. And help your boy out because I definitely want to. When that NCAA come out, oh yeah, we about to be a gaming channel.
One of my favorite gamers to watch, and he does madness. This dude named Ciabatta Mitch.
Yeah, Ciabatta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do.
Hey, what's your name, dude?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what your champ is here.
Yeah,
he just goes off, bro.
Bitch ass up. Shut your bitch ass. Yo, he be wilding. Yeah,
he mad disrespectful.
He wilding. He be wilding.
GG's in the chat. GG's in the chat.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate you for the 200. Appreciate you for 200 stars. Appreciate you for the 50 stars. Appreciate you. Yeah. He be wilding. But I watch him too. So it is what it is. But hey, man, shout out to my man Reese. Reese doing it big. Listen, also Reese has his mom is having heart surgery. He has a GoFundMe. Put the GoFundMe in the link in the chat below. Make sure y'all go support him. Give what you can to the efforts for his mom's surgery as well.
Let me ask you before we go. What did you think about Cam Newton when you saw it? We ain't got to watch it, but what did you think about Cam Newton?
I thought he handled his own. I mean, to get tackled by 2 grown ass men, and then people, I mean, he just is out here. He looked like me with my kids, like when like when I'm wrestling with my kids, and I got one in one hand, and I got another dragging on my feet and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, he was just handling his own.
I don't think people understand how big that dude is. 6'6", knocking on 250. That's a big man.
That's a big dude. No homo. That's a big dude.
Yeah, no, dude, bruh. Stop running up on folks, man. I don't know what the hell wrong with y'all running up on that man.
That's what Bama's be shooting Bamas, bro. That's what Bama's say. I don't fight no more. I shoot. I listen.
And Cam welcome stuff like that because it give him an opportunity to show like grown man strength.
And he, he's from Atlanta, so he like that. He like, man, I do this.
He operated like the bully that just walked. You see the 2 nerds in the hallway. And he grabbed one and he just got the other one by his backpack and just holding him off the ground.
Yeah,
while he telling this other one where the lunch money is.
Nah, he hit him with that Debo. You been ducking my mom's for the rent.
Oh, yeah. That's Damon. That wasn't Debo. That was Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's for the rent.
Yeah. Yeah. Cam, boy, he did his thing on that one. But I will say this, bro. I officiated a 7-on-7 tournament with teams from across the region this weekend. Kids and coaches these days are completely disrespectful. We had fights out there that we had to break up. We had kids completely and it starts from the top.
Yeah.
So one of the games in the championship game, it boiled over to where it was about to get bad. I blew the whistle. I told, first of all, everybody to the sideline, they out there trying to bump NBA young boy. I said, boy, y'all just cut that off. I need both coaches. Starts from the top down. Coaches, calm your team. We here to play football. We ain't here to jog. If you want to fight, go train to be a boxer. That's all I'm saying. If y'all want to fight, go be a boxer. But we playing football. Then what happened is I get them there. You find out it's from the coaches. Now they drawing it back and forth. No, you got them. No, you do it. So I had to nip it in the bud from the coaches. Once they got themselves together, they ultimately went and huddled with their teams and got their teams together, and we played some football. It starts from the top down, man. These guys that's out here with these teams talking about being leaders, man, that's where it starts. I thought we was building men instead of just niggas. I thought we was helping these guys be prepared when it's time to go to the next level or get a shot in the opportunity. From the way I see, we allowing these guys to carry themselves. This ain't it, bro. And I saw it firsthand just from that. So let alone what would have been happening at Cam 7-on-7. It's just too much of this for me. I'm all about the play. I point at the scoreboard. I walk away and talk noise after the game. How you talking noise and ain't called a pass? How you talking noise and got cooked now? You embarrassed? I'll bat your ass. Like, bro, what you mad about? What's wrong with you?
I laughed and I thought my nose like you some stuff.
Oh. But bro, that just it bothered. And look, football is a game of talking noise. I get it, it's trash, but there's a level of trash talk. Then it's a level of you just these kids, these black kids, bro.
Yeah,
they some mean little bro. They some mean brothers. These kids got a lot of issues internally. They ain't letting out, and these adults, us as men and men, as black males, and I'm gonna say this before we get off here, we just got to do better, bro, when it comes to our footprint in order to show them and be an example.
Yeah.
You know, it was like when I was a kid, I cussed, but when grown folks came around, it was yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Then I went back to cussing whenever they moved on. It was a level to it. Then sometimes they'll sneak up on you and say, what you say? I ain't say nothing. I had respect enough. These kids today, they cussing us to the point parents was having to say, hey, can you first stop the coach, then talk to the players?
Yeah.
I don't like this level of disrespect that I'm seeing today out of young brothers, and let alone the fathers of the coaches that's supposed to be molding these young brothers into the big brothers, into the daddies. I don't like what's going on, bro.
Good point. That's a good point. Yeah. It takes like you said, it takes real men. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it starts at the top going down. Like I said on my channel, I said on the show, I said that you can't get mad at kids that aren't getting poured into the right way, because they only know what they're getting taught, right? Or what you're allowed to get away with. And, you know, if you're winning, they counted as a rite of passage. But
it's like when I do the youth football league, sometimes, you know, if I do, they have two leagues. You got the main league where it's going to be predominantly black teams. Then they have a league where they call it the Catholic League, right? You should already know what those teams. Now, I know you got to get brothers in line, right? Young kids, but man, you scaring them. All you doing, you ain't even teaching them the game. You just cussing and yelling at them. They so confused out there, they scared to make a mistake because they got to come back and you already yelling.
in their face right here, yeah.
And in the other league, they coaching the fun. They coaching them up. Hey, get down. You know, when you hit them like this. You know, when you're looking for the ball, you know, it's coaching them up instead of yelling and cussing at them, man. That ain't how you teach kids. You don't yell and cuss at them. You discipline them. But if you're teaching the game ain't yelling and cussing you out, because throughout all that yelling and cussing, I ain't heard you say nothing that can help that kid in their technique and their fundamental.
I think the thing is, I tell my son all the time, at the end of the day, it's a game. I took it from LeVar Ball, right? And he used to tell his sons, they said, hey, they asked him, does your kids feel pressure because of the stuff that you say? He said, pressure for a game of entertainment? No. He said, pressure is not knowing how to pay your bills. Pressure is not knowing how you're gonna make rent. Pressure is not knowing when your next meal is going to come. He said, now that's pressure. He said, pressure from playing a game that's entertainment? No. My kids shouldn't feel pressure from that. And if you take that mindset and you pass that down to the kids, I try to pass that down to my son. Like, it's okay to get mad to lose, but it's still a game. At the end of the day,
you know you gave your all. The little things that make sports teams and champions are the attention to details. It ain't every play that you making out on the field. It's how you showed up to practice today.
Yeah.
Is did you drink water instead of a Coke today?
Yeah.
Just showing up, focusing, because you too busy ready to talk shit. You can't focus on what you need to do. I know when I see a disciplined team on Friday nights and sometimes Thursday nights when I'm doing high school football, and I see a team and how they walk how they take the field, and then how they line up the stretch. I see the discipline. Now, when the game and the lights and it's the big time and they making the plays, I see how they carry themselves. Then I see a team that ain't never had shit, never been here before, and they play some Rudy team, and they finally get an opportunity to win 40-something-0, but then next week they get knocked off 40-something, bro. You know, it's the small things on how you mold young men into men, and coaches. It starts with discipline before anything else. It's the attention to details. It's like Coach Odoms used to say, if we all wear that one sock, everybody got to wear the one sock. It's just that much attention to detail. It ain't nothing else more than that. We all gonna do the same thing and shut your damn mouth. The only person should be talking is the coach, because you acting like you've been here before. You acting like you done this before. So if that's the case, you don't need a coach.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You got to be able to teach them to be coachable, because in life, the same way, what you don't like that play, you mad you didn't get the ball, with how you gonna feel when you get that job and everything don't work out for you.
Yeah, or you didn't get the job interview, or you didn't get the position that you wanted. You know what I'm saying? That all those.
You gonna throw shit down and cry and walk off and cuss everybody out, or you gonna understand in life, like the game is filled with failures.
Yeah.
You can fail on one play, and what they tell the quarterback after the interception, forget that drive.
Get it. Keep it going. Do it again.
I can do that. And I just think we got to see more of that. And I'm talking about us.
Yeah.
Us. At the end of the day, go back all the way to the beginning of the show with David Banner and everybody. We just got to do better as a community, because these young brothers need guidance. Cussing at them and fussing at them, it may seem good in the moment, but it's making them think that's the culture to go along with, and they missing the small things, that's the intangible, that's going to ultimately make them better men.
No, I agree. And the last day, my point was, and I teach my son and my daughter this, I always say practice makes progress. I used to hate that practice makes perfect, because nothing's ever perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. So, you know, I tell my son when we go out there, when we practice or we throw or we play, or I play soccer with my daughter, I'm like, listen, as long as we're getting 1% better than what you was yesterday, that's progress. Right? Like I always give it to my son like this. I'm like, when we first came out here, could you throw the ball? No. Could you catch the ball consistently? No. Could you catch it one-handed? No. I said, what did we do? We practice. And you got better every day. Every day. You just put that effort in to try to get better every day. And when you put the effort in, you'll see the results.
Be coachable and be respectful.
Yeah. So
ain't nothing in life easy. So if somebody telling you something to get better, Trust me, it ain't easy, because if it was, you would have got it. It's gonna take work.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you to be uncomfortable. Because what makes you uncomfortable is because you've been content of doing it one way. Life is uncomfortable when you go into new realms and evolve, and sometimes you got to leave the hood and leave them homeboys alone, right? Then you in the new realm, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but you got to find your way. You got to figure it out.
Yeah,
that's life. So I just feel like I was compelled, because I saw what he was dealing with, and I saw it firsthand, literally at a 7-on-7 tournament from Saturday to Sunday, where it was multiple fights, coaches cussing, coaches getting into it with each other. And I'm like, y'all supposed to be the example. So when I see the players doing it, I see where it trickled down from.
It makes sense. That makes sense, man. Great point, P. Nice little ending soliloquy as always. Listen, guys, that's been our time. Until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.